And we should be live. Adjusting the microphone real quick. Hopefully it's actually coming through all right. I should probably double check that, but I think it's doing okay. It doesn't look like it's causing any weird things on the microphone end of things. But today, we're off to turn in some quests. And then we're probably going to start in on... I think we're going to do the Principi one first. Resolve that. I still don't know how we're going to end up resolving the Juana one, because I don't think we've technically started it. Unless the Juana one is... And that one's specifically labeled under Principi. This one's Valiant Trading Company. I guess we could do Royal Deadfire as well. But I don't see one specifically for the Juana. We might actually end up getting that along the path of the main quest. But as I said before, the goal is pretty much... Let's go ahead and head to Nekataka to turn these in. But the goal is pretty much to aim for dealing... Oh, please don't get caught in the storm again. Dealing with as many of the side quests as possible early. Why are we going that way? And that was a bit closer than I wanted to be to Mogren's Teeth. But, yeah. The goal is pretty much get as much of the outside progress done and then jump back in on the main quest so we can kind of churn along that all at once. Yeah, we'll get some side quests along the way, and yes, we will end up losing access to some side quests depending on what order we do these in, but I think we'll be fine either way. Yeah, the goal here is literally turn them in, hopefully not get into any real fights. F5, just in case. Our quests currently in here are the mapping one, for sure. And then, yeah, it's the mapping one. We might end up getting a message for the Gone thing. I will eventually probably do Barunga. And yeah. We should probably do the Brise one as well for the Valiant Trading Company, but that one we can do later. Yeah, looks like we are pretty far along. I just do want to turn this one in first. That's going to be the end of Sansa's quest. I don't know what we get for it. I don't think we actually get anything that special. I don't remember for sure. But we will be well over level 20 by the end of this, most likely. Hello, Sansa.
Welcome back. It is a pleasure to see you once again. Tell me, how is the sailing? Smooth? Nothing to delay your expedition, I hope. How might I assist you?
I've got some material for you.
I've always wondered what was over there. I made a list. Fire giants, giant fire ants. Fire snakes wasn't on there. Wait. This means you've done it. You've really done it. Oh, I could kiss you.
Anytime, buddy. Aloth gives a pained look.
This is going to put both our names in the history books. I am sure of it.
Technically, mine's already in there.
He really doesn't know who he's talking to, does he?
I'm nearly done putting everything together. Come back later and I'll give you the very first copy of the Explorer's Guide to the Deadfire.
We got 10 Forgetful Knights, which is reduced damage taken, increased damage dealt, and massive reduction to dexterity. Holy crap. And a decent amount of XP as well. Is he actually
The
going to
Great Explorer returns. Here, your very own copy of the book, as promised. How might I assist you?
Fare thee well. Let's see what the book actually has in it. Being an account of the great Captain Eldrin's adventures in the most distant and perilous isles, as recounted by that same captain to the author Sansa of Biagepe. So I don't know how much that's going to be worth to sell. Probably, yeah, it's 0 CP. So we actually completed that one though. We stole their ritual sword. Do we have stuff that we need to sell? A little bit. Not a lot. Still on the fence about selling those grimoires or not. We're not really using them, and they're just kind of in the way. It's one of those things. But I think we'll be okay even if we don't sell them, because we have so much stuff. We don't need to upgrade anything, and it's still stealing. No.
The Great Explorer. How might I assist you?
Fare thee well. I am curious what's in there, so I'm going to quick save and look. Nothing worth stealing stuff with. Got health restored over time with a damage boost. That's actually not a bad spell, the Moonwell one. We're not going to use it. What was our other quest here that we wanted to turn in? Could have sworn we had a few. I guess not. We could go to the Queen. Yeah, it's going to take a while to load because it didn't load this whenever we first come in. It's one of the problems with going straight to his place. So research station. We need to find the food for the gullet. That's going to be at the Queen. Lantern of Gone. We still haven't gotten anything else with. Royal Palace. Given accounting of what happened in Hasongo is fine. That's all main quest tied stuff whenever we go into the Kahanga Palace. That's dunnage. So I think our path now is probably kill Barunga, go to the observatory, come back, drop those off, and then it is off to the Principi. I don't think we're going to have any other quests. And this is just physically closer. It's going to take us longer in-game time, but less in-person time. Should I gather more characters? I mean, I could. I could see what the limit is on the number of characters we can have hired at any given time. But we did want to buy more libations. Which is, I think Logger is the one that we want. Yeah, ship morale +1. So we want to go ahead, 500, 500, 500, another 500. That's going to put us at 36, and we'll go ahead and buy about 1,000 of those. That will allow us, whenever we get out here, to just dump that all in, and we should have several thousand, so that'll give us another long venture out. It's kind of bad that that last venture took us several hundred to go through, though. Okay, so we're at 905,634, and we go to 2635, 1908. Go like that. That should be all the libations and foodstuffs that we need for a while. It might actually be how much we need for the rest of the game. But 2,000, that will last us, jeez. 200 days, this one will last us, what, 100 and some odd days? Maybe we should buy supplies again. And we'll dump that in there as well. So 36242, still not 200, but it's good enough. It'll still not outlast our food, but we have water and stuff that we can dump into stuff. So we want to do Prakana's this one, the observatory first. If we see the Hawana guy, which I think was, whom was it? Barunga. Far northeast of Nekataka. Where is Barunga? There's Harangi. Oh, there's Barunga. So it's not that far. About a day's journey away. And go deal with Barunga. How are we doing as far as... I'm not actually seeing any slavers anymore. I'll keep an eye out, but I don't think we're going to be running across too many of them. I would rather kill slavers than Principi, but... because those are a good source of money. Unfortunately, I think if we run out of people to kill in the Deadfire, we have some problems. And there's still Principi captains. Maybe we do Principi last so we can actually farm them? Because if it stops all the Principi from showing up whenever we do that, we're going to have to start going after merchants. Which is not a good thing. So maybe we do them last. We'll see. We still have plenty of money. We have plenty of supplies. It just puts us on a timer, basically. And we do still get plenty of money from quests and stuff like that. Generally speaking, if we run out of stuff to do, we'll run out of money entirely. Ooh, we got experience for exploring a new map. See if I remember the controls. Last two sessions, which would be previous Sunday and this last Tuesday, we actually had a different game. So my controls are wrong in my head. My head is generally going to be focused in on... yeah, I'm going to be pressing Alt to look for things. And that means we're going to be going into crouch mode, which is not what we want to be doing. No, we just spotted something. What'd you spot? You spotted a hidden object. I don't see where the hidden object is. Up there? Might be upstairs. Bolt of the Sanguine Harvest. We're in a library and you can't find the right book. Look harder at the words, not just the pictures. Wow, he's a dick. Don't worry, so am I. I'm gonna murder him. Hello, guy. I don't even care that we're gonna just probably completely murk these guys. There's guys hiding up there as well. They're gonna have to come all the way around to get to us. Yeah, they're a little bit tanky. Yeah, that was one of our DPS characters, didn't even take him down a quarter. So I think we might need friend. So we will summon friend there. Aloth. Not going to use your little rake thing just yet. Instead, we're going to bring out more friend. What did he... did he just unequip his weapon for... maybe he has pistols or something. It's just at his side. That would make 0 sense, but it's fine. Only 5 damage with that no penetration. These might be a problem now that I'm actually fighting them. Oh no, he's just left battle, that's why. Dog is still in battle. They're not doing a ton of damage. Come on, Myrmidon. And Eater, can you get up there? Yes, you should be able to. There he is. Let's see if he has any range shit. Oh, blind. Great. Just what I always wanted. Okay, Carset is still lower level than us, so if we get a crit, he's just gonna get doomed. Okay, so you guys focusing on that. Dog will keep coming. Torn Bannerman there is going to try and get... Jeez. She shouldn't be the one taking all the hits, but it's fine. Okay, Jyoti, since they have decided to all gather up all in the nice close-knit spot there, drop that on them. Aloth, you're going to do much the same. Go ahead and drop that nuke on them. Yidwin, your job is yet another AoE. Only got a graze with that. That sucked. That's some decent damage, though. Okay, so you are dead, which works to my advantage. Let's go ahead and fire my lasers. Thinking, like, there might bank off and hit the guy right here. Nope. My guess was wrong. Okay, so we have started trouncing them. We just literally killed, what's his name? Carset. You just end turn there. Can you stop focusing in on her for just like a moment there, friend? Let's see if you like this. Whack. Oh, we got a crit and it insta-killed them. Great. So we don't have to worry about that one either. So literally the only guy is this bannerman here and a dog. That's fine. Run, dog, run. Yeah, slow him down. See what that does. Probably not much. So just keep on him. I'm pretty sure Eater can handle a dog. In case he can't, I don't think it's going to be long before we get up there. Yeah, this was originally looking like it was going to be tougher than this. So I was kind of like playing it reserved, but nope. We're high enough level to get away with this. Okay, and turn. Go for the stabby stabs. Yeah, she's not too strong against these guys. I have a feeling they have... No, they really don't have anything that's stopping her. She's just not doing that well against them. And let's see if you have a decent answer to the dog. Yeah, you kind of do. Oomp. Because it's got to move to get up to us, and it's going to have to move on its turn. So time for it. Excuse me, decide how much damage it wants to take coming towards it. Oh, we've got more friends. Where the hell did you guys come from? Okay. I'm glad I saved some resources, but I don't know where you came from. Do you just have a patrol or something? Stop him in his tracks. And then get the hell out of Dodge. Aloth, you don't know what to do you? How about... Chain Lightning? Actually, no. You can get away with this. The Mimerico will get an attack off. We should be able to... I'm going to go... I think it might be easier from there? There we go. I want to get the attack area on both of them and get at least one of them into the darker one. So Phantom just killed off the dog. What? Why did they move? Oh, for God's sake. I don't... Turn-based mode is not perfect in this. It's fine. Spiritual ally. Is he still immobilized? He is still immobilized. So Mimrico did lose access to a turn at least. Jyoti. Go for Wicked Briars. That'll still come out before they get a turn, so that's fine. And Eater, you be focusing on them. If I can get you to move there. I don't know why I can't seem to... like, right here is not clicking on them, apparently. But I have, if I click down at the very bottom of their circle, that'll attack them. It's like their positioning is off or something. Okay, so weekend is good. Let's see. Will this knock them really far back? I don't think so. But I don't think I want to risk it. I just want to be close enough to get my other stuff off. That'll go off before they get a turn as well. Why do we have so many turns before they do? I do not know. Hey, Griever, how's it going? I am just bewildered by turn-based in this at times. But so far, we're actually doing pretty good. So I just want that to be there. How'd your stream go yesterday? I saw you were still playing some more Project Zomboid. I saw you were on a different character, I think. And we'll go ahead and end there. Yidwin, you just do your little bouncy shot thing. Bleh. But so far, this has been pretty easy. I tried out Avowed because I just learned that it was on Game Pass, and I had a couple days left on my like free month of Game Pass. It expires on the 20th, so not enough to play through it. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll actually be playing it because they have the Shadow Shimmer issue again. Your previous died. You'd be lurking, still working? Ah, okay. Yeah, working is unfortunate necessity of life nowadays. Despite the fact that, generally speaking, we could be more productive as a society if we switch to less maximizing profit incentives and instead focus more on... I'm going to go ahead and slash your ankles. Not that. Don't be slashing people's ankles. But if we instead focused more on letting people have enough free time to learn and grow instead of working 80-hour weeks. Oh, he's paralyzed. Yeah, have fun working and lurking. He can't go anywhere, so they're just going to die before they even get a turn. And go around this side. Hi, guy. Oh no, I'm dazed. That was a super effective turn there, bud. Of course, then I do like a no penetration attack on him. Yeah. We create new technologies to make life easier. The unfortunate reality is it just takes the joyful jobs from us, like, you know, painting and writing and making videos. I want something to do the dishes for me, not as the meme goes. I want something that does the dishes for me. Oh, we have an ad. I don't know why it plays that first ad so early. I legitimately do not. The first ad isn't supposed to be until 45 minutes in. Because I play the pre-roll ad at the very beginning. So we're just going to loot things until you're back from ads. Oh, we got a bunch of blood liquor. And we have you to loot as well. Yeah, they don't even have superior gear. That is unfortunate. Okay, so we do actually have a room down there. That's where they came from. I did not know we had a room down there. I don't remember this place in great detail. This enchanted diorama shows a different island than the one you landed on. A minuscule what? Figure paces atop the stone tower. Oh! Did they get themselves trapped on a like magical island place? Yeah, we need to break through that. We need to work hard to have a good life, like it's mandatory. Oh, and I just, weirdly enough, by standing there, got into more combat. Don't know with whom. So we'll just go ahead and do that while we're waiting for the ad break to end. Yeah, I like working and creating things. I really would rather have automation remove the stuff that I absolutely abhor, rather than removing my joys from me. That's one reason why whenever I am doing reviews and stuff like that, I make it a point not to do things that have generative AI in them. And I generally don't associate with creators that I know use generative AI for their thumbnails. That's just on, like, moral grounds. I almost just pulled my dice off the desk again with my headphones. There's so much content on the internet, but we need to be critical of what is good and bad and correct and wrong because of AI. Yeah. I sadly know some people who use things like Grok and Gemini for looking up information on a topic. Don't do that. That is worse than going to, like, random meth head in his basement on YouTube for information. At least there you have, like, a presence that gives you an idea of the veracity of their claims, i.e. none. With AI, it's just confidently wrong. Recently had a webinar about it at work. We need more of it in school as well. Please stop using AI, folks. There is... As much as I hate generative AI, there are things that it can be used for effectively. Like, for example, a good one is FSR and NVIDIA's upscaling and frame and creation. That's generative AI, but used for good because it's taking a thing you're already using and making it more accessible. If you're going to use Grok and shit like that, you'll get a better result if you just make everything up yourself. About 80% of the time, yes. The other 20% of the time, you might get lucky. And it's not overtly wrong. It's still going to have wrong stuff in it. One thing that I loved doing, and I still do it from time to time, is I'll go to these various AI things, the generative AI things, and ask them to write a guide in my style. For Diablo 2, there's plenty of data, and it has been ingested by a few of them, just because that's what they do. But I'll just keep shooting these. You use it with coding, but you've noticed a lot of it doesn't consider depreciations a lot, and you need to re-ask your question sometimes 3 times. Yeah, you're basically... It's good for... I'm trying to think of how to describe it without it being awkward to explain. But simply put, it's good for pointing you in a direction but not good for the answer. And sometimes it's not even good for pointing you in the direction. So it's kind of like, I mean, even I can't even use the Wikipedia example because Wikipedia is actually halfway decent, but it is just a starting point. And you can look in the history to see how things have been changing that. But it's more of, I want to do X. How would so-and-so describe it to me kind of situation. And take it with the largest grain of salt. But you could get potentially, like, learn specific syntax from it. Sometimes it gives you an old solution that doesn't work, then I tell it it doesn't work anymore, then it gives you another, so I tell it, then it gives me a previous solution again, we're going in circles. Yeah. Generative AI doesn't learn. For anyone who makes the analogy of, oh, isn't that how artists learn? Or isn't that how writers learn, by ingesting other people's content and adapting it to their current desires or needs? No. It doesn't learn. It more just conflates X, Y, and Z with a given prompt and then poops it out what it thinks you'll find acceptable. Or it doesn't even think. What past tests have shown it is acceptable. It's cocky? Nah, that's a good choice for word. It is confidently wrong, is a phrase that I absolutely adore for describing what it does. And 20%'s that'd be generous. You think if you were to go to the seediest brothel in town, randomly choose an employee, you'd have better odds of walking out without an STD. Actually, depends on where the brothel is. A lot of places that have legalized prostitution, you're a lot less likely to get a STD than rather just sleeping around, because they have to do regular tests. The seediest. Oh, okay. Grok being correct on anything, especially when Grok is trained to think of actual media sources as garbage. Grok is trained on a mix of Twitter, and probably it steals off of the people that they claim is stealing from Grok. I shouldn't be mentioning Grok's name, otherwise it's going to ingest my video. What did you just do, my dude? Did you just kill yourself by teleporting back? Yes, he did. But now that the ads are gone, I still don't know what's up with... Because the way Twitch is supposed to work, it doesn't work this way. It hasn't worked this way for a while. Is whenever I load in, I have the automated ads going. Because if I don't have automated ads, basically I get none of the ad revenue, but you still get ads. It's something like a 70-30 split. If I do the regular so-and-so number of minutes an hour, it will actually prevent the pre-roll ad, and you'll have and it'll give me a better split. So I get 60 cents instead of 20 cents kind of situation. And it's supposed to, when you play an ad manually, delay or use that to cut into the future ad. And then it's supposed to just continue on. Sorry, I'm banning something. But it doesn't do that. Instead of waiting until the next ad slot, it's just doing shit. Like 30 minutes in. Most of the time you do them whenever you have BRB or break. Yeah, that's a good time to do them. If you don't have them automated, though, it's always going to be a 70-30. If you do them automated, it's going to give you the better cut. That's just at least the way their contract is worded. They could do it another way and just be like, you covered enough, we're good. But yeah, I have them automated because that's contractually what they want. But the ones you play during your breaks and during the setting stuff up stage like we do here with the starting soon are supposed to count towards delaying that. But they don't work properly. Living Illusions, brilliant inspiration when receiving damage, and mystical celerity. So, faster cast, Living Illusions once per rest. We're not going to probably use that. How many does it summon? It says several. I mean, it sounds cool. I'm taking it. We might end up even using it. I'm wondering how many more enemies are in here. We keep getting this Garden of Life spell, and I don't know what it does. Probably hover over it and look. Oh, we got a book there. And yes, there was somebody walking in the middle of the tiny thing. Description of the grimoire reads, Calicoth's Petrifying Ink. Cool. This place has been ransacked. I love the isometric games too, especially considering the last handful of games that I have tried to cover that weren't isometric or even just top down had some questionable design decisions. Eternal Strands, I've actually already recorded the audio for it. I still need to edit the actual video. That's kind of cool. But I've already recorded the audio for it. I just need to edit the video for it. Is going to be a bit of a point on why I'm not covering 3D games anymore. Or not as much if they do come around. And it's because of simulator sickness. For some reason, and this is only an issue I've ran into with Unreal Engine. I need to remember the name of it. This is an issue that I've only ran into with Unreal Engine. Is that there's this weird shimmer on the shadows and stuff. I can bring up the image. Let's see. Need to Alt-Tab to get it. I don't usually bring images into these, but let's go ahead and file. Save as junk. JPG. Save. And we will go ahead, and I'll bring it up on top of this. Okay, add image. Delete me. And it is going to be that's rendered thumbnails. Should be. Where did it save it to? Did I put that into the LPE one? I might have done that. Oop. Did I put it all the way up on rendered? Yeah, there it is. It's rather large, but and it's very large on your screen too, probably. Go ahead and shrink it just a little bit. Actually, no, I could make it bigger. But if you look kind of towards the top center, I can't show my mouse on this because I'm capturing something else. You see that dithering around the edges of the shadows? And you see it really bad around the side of the character's head. This is something with Unreal Engine that is basically what I was calling the awful motion blur effect. Because this shimmers while you're watching it, all the edges of these shadows. And even turning ray tracing and upscaling off, it still appears there, which is just awful. And that one right there is a awful example. Like, it's how bad it can get. But yeah. And I don't know if that actually showed up on the stream or not very well. I think it did. No, I didn't actually save it as a layer, did I? I was sitting there talking to the void. I think I was. No, I got it on there. I just went back and looked at the preview there. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff that I'm running into with Eternal Strands. I was able to get that shimmer away. The camera just still made me nauseous. But that picture right there was from Avowed, because it's on Game Pass. It just makes me frustrated that I'm not necessarily being prevented from playing the game from even just like a health problem. It is literally because they want to, and I think it might be engine level. I don't think it's necessarily game dev level, because somebody wants some feature forced in there for whatever reason because they think it looks good. I don't know why. Tiny plaque reads, Horizon shipwrecked under the command of Captain Rakwa, and her final voyage lost to Ukaizo. Okay, cool. They were looking for Ukaizo. Let's find out what's in here. Yebs. Doesn't look like there's anything else in here. So pretty much the only other things we have left is this room right here. But yeah, it's not only is it kind of ugly, motion blur was ugly too. We'll go ahead and go into stealth mode. I want to see what else is in here. But it makes you sick if you have any kind of simulator sickness, just like motion blur. It makes no sense to me why they would continue keeping it in there. There's a free hit on you. Hello, guy. You're by yourself. I don't know why you stayed down here by yourself, but this is going to be considered a relatively bad idea. Okay, you. See if you can penetrate with magic missile. Oh, you can. Nice. Yeah, when that penetrates, it does about as much damage as one of our DPS characters. Bonk. Oh, he's resistant to stun. That sucks. Or she. I think it might be she. I don't know. Yeah, I would play the crap out of Avowed. I'd play the crap out of Endless Strands if they made it so that I didn't feel... And the thing is, they tried. So I can't be, like, mad at them. They tried to make it better. They tried to make it tolerable. But due to either some engine level or some design level decision on games like that, it makes it just as bad as if they hadn't done that. In Eternal Strands, it's an issue with camera movement. There's a trick whenever you're animating stuff that you cause a field of vision shift to denote speed or attacks and stuff like that. It's a good tactic. It actually works, and usually it won't cause a problem with my simulator sickness. It's one of those things, or depending on what you want to call it, there's other terms for it. It's motion sickness, a variety of it. There are ways to do that without it causing problems. It's whenever it's subtle, just kind of shifts, you start getting the kind of seasickness thing, especially whenever it's frequent, but not repetitive. Like seasickness would be repetitive.
Oh, a marvel. Oh, I could spend days studying this. I don't suppose that's the plan.
I mean, you could. We've spent days sailing around doing dumber crap. But, yeah. Have the machine thing there. I don't think I necessarily want to mess with that just yet. There's Console Hot. Somehow back. He's working with the Bannerman. Haugen Eiflin. Yes, I'm taking that down before we get into an actual fight here. You guess 3D games you played now are considered old and don't have it yet. Feels old, man. Yeah. Generally speaking, there are some PS2 games that I used to play frequently that I can't play now, like Gun. And even Black is a little bit rough for me to play at times. But things like Dark Souls, I can play just fine. Hellpoint, I can play just fine unless I'm playing with Twitch things enabled and people invert the camera, which is the only reason I don't play that with Twitch enabled. Because people immediately go for that. As soon as they realize, oh, that makes you feel queasy, haha. We're going to do that every 5 minutes. But, yeah. It's just one of those things that if it's going to continue being that way, I just won't play 3D game. Well, it's not even that I won't play 3D games. This is technically a 3D game. I won't play games that have moving cameras from anyone that uses Unreal Engine until I get that fixed. I will still try them if they send a copy to me. Avowed, I'm only tried because it was available on my last day or two of free Game Pass. Okay, let's go ahead and stand up. A skeletal figure clutches a scroll in both of its gnarled hands. His skin crinkles like old parchment, and with every movement pulls to the point of nearly tearing. He glances up, his eyes burning and severe with their intensity. We killed him already, but he's back.
No, I watched you die, crushed under that castle. Your monument to hubris.
Hey, it's our little skull. Oh, we thought we lost you. You've grown so much. A whole body now.
Silence! I've suffered several lifetimes worth of your inane babble already. Again you interrupt my plans, and again I am forced to compensate.
He closes his fist around the scroll and shoves it away. There's a skull-shaped absence in my pack that not just any lich can fill.
My days of bouncing in your shadow or being jostled among spears and daggers are over. This is the end of our sordid companionship.
Let's not fight. We just want our little skull back. The rest you can keep.
You will keep your hands away from me, cur. Whatever beginner's luck won you the day at Cragholt has expired. Fate brought us here to correct its error. One such offense was inexcusable. Your very presence, an abomination.
Rather cocky for a man with no skin.
Everyone is taking the piss out of him, and I love it. Do it. Do it.
Then I'll borrow some of yours. Describe a spell that shrinks ears.
Oh, you're one to talk.
I see we've already descended to petty jabs. This should be over soon. If the Circle sent you to interrupt my research, I'll fashion a scarecrow of your remains to deter their next hapless victim.
Yeah, you don't have this kind of talk in AAA games. I really wish this game it did okay. I wish it was more successful on like the Kickstarter end of stuff so they'd make more of them. But unfortunately, if I remember correctly, they went with, not Plum. I forget what it was called. It was some fig. There it is. I knew it was some fruit named platform. It was that investory one. I'm going to mount your skull on the Junkiet as a figurehead. I like them both. This one, BG3, was definitely hampered by Hasbro to an extent. Because if you look at like Divinity Original Sin 2, even Divinity Original Sin 1, Larian is willing to go into the weird places. Whereas Hasbro probably restricted that a little bit. They let him have uncensored goodness, but it's the best way I'm going to describe it. But yeah, I think they restricted them a lot on their options. And I don't think I'll buy Baldur's Gate 4, because if what I'm guessing is going to happen happens, it's going to be awful. Because Hasbro is leaning into that generative AI stuff as well. And they'll probably set it to the lowest bidder that'll make something close to what they want to try and cash in on it. Oh, let's see. How'd you end up in the Deadfire?
I had planned on taking vengeance by leveling your castle, but that sea-striding Ardra buffoon stole the opportunity out from under me. From there, it was the trivial work of dragging myself across the Deerwood toward a dock. One mouthful of soil at a time. Then I arrived in the Deadfire as any simpleton would, by boat.
Why are the bannermen working for
I'm
you?
sure that pig-headed Commander Baldur is having a chuckle over the irony from whichever spoke of the great wheel he calls home. The bannermen are loyal to a full purse, and my investments have paid off over several lifetimes.
What's your interest in the observatory?
That arcane upstart Bekana might not have been as unhinged as we once assumed. The Circle discounted her theories about a deep well of power in the Deadfire. All that changed when I felt its pulse. Your presence tells me that the Circle has felt it too.
You wouldn't be here if you found what you were seeking.
How astute. Now, if you're finished dissecting my academic setbacks, I am a rather busy lick.
It's Lich, not Lick. Okay, so now we get into our fight. Unfortunately, good sir, you are not higher level than me. He's a busy Lick. How many licks to the center of a Tootsie Pop? Okay, do we get engaged? No. Okay, I will make as much movement towards here as I think I can and still get positioning. I want to dip and dive.
Hello, friend. Fancy meeting you here. Time to die.
And turn there. Jyoti. You're not quite as strong as the rest of us, but Aeflin will probably get outside of that circle if I do it there. If I go like this, it's still before Consulate. Ow. You punched me. Why'd you punch me? Okay. So we've got Shining Beacon coming in there. Bannerman Priest probably won't move. He'll probably set up to cast something. And then we will drop this. We're all gonna move. Yeah, that's after Consulate as well. So we're going to have to decide what else we want to do, which is, I'll go the Circle of Suck. Okay, Eldrin, you actually want to be in the middle of this, but I think I want you to be smacking Elfin first. We'll summon the Drake next turn. Are you are really just trapped behind a Loth. Cool. And Eater. Can you get this guy down? No one's really interested in him, which is good for me. You can tell by which way they're facing who they're interested in following, but yeah. You had a melee weapon and you switched to a different melee weapon. Cute. Although that might have been a scepter and I just misread it. Damn. That is my healer, damn it. Marius is still trapped. Oh no, they're moving down here. Damn you. Well, at least they got them all kind of clumped up there. Actually, if you cast that, Jyoti and Eldrin both get the turn before this. So if I go here, go like, gotta wiggle it just right to get it in there. Go like this. That should hit all of them. Oh, they're trying to do stuff. They're failing horribly. Let's do this yet again, except concentrated. I think. Actually, no. Let's do this. Oh, I can't concentrate it down. He's gonna do Arcane Dampener on her, which is fine. We've got so many spells overlapping. I am going to try and break his concentration, but I don't know how. Actually, no, you come over here. That comes in before his Arcane Dampener, so we might be able to get it to stop. Confusion is going to suck. We've got this, I think. I don't think it's going to be that terrible. Let's summon ourselves a Drake. Actually, no, we're not going to summon a Drake. We're going to fire our lasers. I want it to be there. Oh, it doesn't bounce off if there's a big place it can kind of just go off of. Forgot, there's not a wall there. Hit or miss as to whether it'll hit anything like the ramparts or anything like that. And a bonk. Hope you missed. Son of a lich. There we go. We got one of them. Didn't break his concentration there. When in doubt, cause meteors to rain. And they'll rain for 2 turns, so we can't stay in there. We can give them some friends to deal with. Ow. Can you please stop killing her? That one pierced. Oh, Jolty, no! Son of a bitch. That sucked. Okay. Let's go with Fireball. Well, we're not going to have meteors coming in anymore. Eldrin. I don't really have a good revive either. On anybody but her. If it was anybody but her, we would have been fine. Oh, but did I just screw myself up over here? Possibly. Ouch. Please don't reflect a fireball on me. That would suck. And yeah, he has the reflection spell on him. which just makes him more of a pain in the ass. It's not that it's terribly hard to deal with. I can just beat the tar out of him, and it's not a big problem. Just mildly irritating. You'd win. Oh, he tried to knock me down, I think. Yeah, he used something, I don't know what. We just straight up blocked him. So once per rest, do we waste it here? No. I want that Tog guy taken care of. Stay down, old dead man. And that's his staff out, finally. I don't even care so much that it's hitting them, but I just hate that it reflects a mental attack as opposed to magic. What are you casting now? Chill Fog. I don't know who he's casting it on, because I can't tell which way his wrinkly ass is facing. I think he's facing towards Eater. Kinda sucks. But we can deal with it. We even care that we took the disengage there. Yeah, get back in his face so he can't deal with that nonsense. Eater, you are... Oh, you are not the target, it's just location target. Okay. That makes it even worse for him. Now I'm really wondering where he's targeting. Do I just do that? I don't know if that's going to hit her or not. It's a chance. Who the hell are you targeting, my bud? Yeah, back off. We want to spread out just in case that fog is in like a really bad place. No pen, but we did get hobble on him. Yeah, that's a lot bigger area than I thought it would be. Oh, abilities disabled. I mean, I can still just smack you around. I should have been smarter about this fight. We have done this fight poorly, but we'll still be fine. Because, frankly, Joti's death was entirely preventable. And it's just kind of been downhill from there. Okay, that should be out of range of it. Okay, so now the goal is stabby stab. That was crappy. Yeah, the goal is to just get up in his business and keep him from going anywhere. And no, I can't summon this because it'll just do magic missile and kill us all. So that's a nope. Yump. Easy enough. Why are we missing so much? What do we actually have going on here? I think we have a penalty to our act. No, he's just got really high defense. Okay. 108. 122 deflection versus an actual of 72. So that means that we are getting a penalty to our... Might be enervating aura. Enervating. Oh. Okay. Thing we can summon, however. Your tentacles, you know. We do have self-heals. Goal is literally just to chew through the last little bit of his defense. I think the tentacles should still be able to reach him there because we cast him up high just in case he got tossed back really far. There's his cold damage to absolute. Oh, he's just dying from existing. That's awesome. We got another council hothead. Did we get his head again? No, oh yeah, we did. There he is. Pet wide party effect and visage of council hot. Summon a ghostly image of him. Road damage and +1 of all council hot spell levels. Well, unfortunately, we're not a wizard. Harry. So most of the gear here is probably just going to get sold. Got Effort, the great sword. It's a two-handed weapon, so we'll never use it, but here it is. It's decent. Aw, poor Joti got Fortitude. Yuck. Not the worst penalty, but it's there. Okay, quest items. Got Kingfisher, Huntress, Leviathan, the Panther. The volume records the text of the Juana constellation legend. One passage has been underlined. Reaching for her quiver and finding it empty, the Huntress casts her bow to the ground and resolved to fight the Panther barehanded. The Huntress leaped from her boat in time to see it splintered in half as the Leviathan brought down its mighty tail. Donning her bandolier, the Huntress set out from her village. She paused on a hill to survey the path ahead. And when fog thickened over the path, the Huntress let out a piercing whistle and called for the Kingfisher, who hovered between her eyes and the whispered of what lay ahead. Oh no! Horrible things shall come. Okay, so we have to wait till night? Okay, we'll rest then. It's almost night. Is there a just wait for... I want to wait an hour. Okay, Huntress. Her bandolier of weapons standing out as a band across the stars. Kingfisher. Bright pair of stars. Panther is meant to represent a fallen bow. Okay, look through the telescope. An ocean of stars stretches out before you. The night sky is no stranger, but you seldom see it with such intimacy. A dizzy spell overtakes you. The stars blur out of their normal positions. When your focus returns, each of the celestial bodies cracks open, one by one, their light bleeding together. The stars converge to form a series of winking eyes. Greetings, pal! The words spell themselves out in the stars. Beneath the winking eyes, the crescent moon slowly widens and rotates into a grin. Well? While you're looking around, try not to think too hard about what's up here. Some secrets are worth keeping. You blink and the night sky reasserts itself to a normal configuration.
You look like you could use some fresh air.
We're outside. Okay. Now to see what this nonsense do. The control mechanism for this orrery is tarnished, though recently oiled. Some of the levers show signs of meddling. Plaque to the side bears the mark of a hand swiping a brush away dust. Okay. Side bears the mark of a hand swiping to brush away dust. Read the plaque. The Karna, if you're reading this, you've forgotten again. You blasted your mind to bits trying to scribe Bakara's clarity of thought. I'm sorry. Never doubt yourself. Your years of research were well spent, even if no one called you an archmage at the end of them. Even if they laughed. I know you remember the legend of your favorite Juana constellation, the Huntress. When you need a little confidence, set the coordinates of the Huntress and the 3 stages of her tail into this orrery. You can do more with half a brain than most competent wizards. Get back to work. Love, Bakarna.
If I don't survive our adventures, promise me you'll burn all my books.
Examine the controls more closely. Okay. And enter the coordinates of the Huntress's legend constellations. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Oh no, the planets are lined up. It's the end of the world. That is a whale of a wand. That might be semi-handy. It has a chance to turn them into pigs. Cool. And a chance to charm. Spell hits specifically have a chance to charm. Ooh. Wonder if we can actually make that more. So that's Sea Stories, Tall Tales, Dazzling Lights, Fantastic Friends. Someone's 2 drakes. It's kind of cool. Woven Waves. And Just a Dream. Cannot die for 1 round. That's kind of neat. Dazzling Lights one is not interesting to me. Overwhelms anyone in the area with a brilliant and bewildering pyrotechnic display. I prefer the Fantastic Friends, but it's only once per rest, which isn't that great. Basically, it's another, like, the thing we have on our belts. And yes, I have drink and snack by me, just in case. This journal details the wizard Bakarna's studies in the night sky. She built an observatory, crafted specialized instruments to research her theory that some arcane energies originate from incredibly remote sources, perhaps even the stars themselves. The stars are either dead zones or my instruments lack refinement. Shouting over their energy signature is a concentration of soul essence moving through the Deadfire, enough to justifiably be called a river. Oddly, it seems to pick up speed where it veers off to the northeast, as if drawn into a whirlpool. What is this region hiding that can exert such a tug on the reincarnation itself? Bakarna, you are in way over your head. And we got another level up. So we get to go ahead and take those. I forget what we were going to get, but diplomacy seems like the go-to there. Mechanics up so we can just disarm any trap we find. And we have one more level until we can get the improved Drake, so we're looking forward to that. As far as our other improvements, we don't care about Play Dead. We don't care about improving our healing because, unfortunately, we are a ranger. We don't have a lot of healing abilities that affect anything other than our dog. I guess we could take the reflex defense boost. We have fighter rogue here. That's going to be... Go ahead and get more stealth because we could probably contribute to party stealth with that. Streetwise is fine. Small chance to avoid any attack would be pretty decent, but I think we want to go ahead and get resistance to dexterity afflictions as well. We have dexterity, might, and resolve, which are all good ones to be able to resist, because that is stunned, terrified, and paralyzed. All things that can rob us. Well, paralyzed and stunned just rob us of a turn. Terrified robs us of just positioning and a turn. So we're not going to mess with that. Do we take an improved knockdown maybe instead? No. And also, just a heads up, today's probably only going to be another 4-hour stream just because I have stuff I need to get done and I need to get back on a normal sleeping schedule because I keep waking up at like 10 p.m. and I start my stream at 7 a.m. So you can kind of see how that gets things kind of funky. More stealth, more bluff. And more stabs. I think we're going to go for... Do we have the opportunity to get will defense on any of these? We already have it. Okay, good. As far as cipher skills, I think we're actually good with what we have. So reflex defense it is. For a Loth. Yeah, we'll go for more explosives because that's actually been useful in more things as we've gotten further in. And we'll go with an insight. As far as spells go, most of these are not too important. Let's see. Could do corrosive. What spell slot are we just not using very often? Frankly, there's not much we want to mess with. Because we have lightning, fire, and cold damage boosts. Well, penetration boosts. Could do wall of... Really just... I don't care about any of stuff, so I guess we'll just go Fortitude. That's probably one of his weaker ones. It definitely is one of his weakest one. He doesn't have a deflection boost either, unfortunately, because we don't use a shield on him. His default is to be one-hander. So... yeah, now his Fortitude... we're over 100 on everything on him, except for deflection. Weirdly enough, she has way better defense than him, which is a good thing, because she's more fragile than him by 100 health, almost. Finally, Jyoti. Her weakness is a deflection as well, but that's because she uses the bow, which is shield, possible. I think we'll go 15 Arcana and call it on that for her, and Religion. Next spell. We already have all the defensive boosts that we can get for her. Yeah, none of the rest of the stuff even seems good, so maybe we just take another spell. Question is, what's a good spell? We got the level 1, we lack stuff. Level 2, we have the column. And level 1, we actually do have Blessed Harvest, which is halfway decent. A Consecrated Ground for that one. The Fire one for that one. Revive the Fallen there. Summon a dude there. Got Fire Penetration as thing. We got Resurrection and the Holy Fire. And Hand of Wail and Woe. I think we might go Barbs of Condemnation. Just to reduce enemy defenses. That is level 18 for us. I really am curious if there's anything we can do with that little thing that has a person running around on the tower on a island somewhere else. Ah. I really think they're not dead. I think they're literally shrunk down right here. It says a minuscule figure paces around the top of the tower. We don't really have any way to do anything about it. We've interacted with everything here that I know of. What was another one we were going to do while we were out? Oh yeah, take care of that last bounty. Barunga! I don't want to kill you, but to clear my quest log, I need to. Which is not something I want to do, but... Quest! Where are you, Barunga? And yeah, they are completely gone. The slavers are. So, since we took out Crookspur, they just won't show up again, I don't think. God, we're zippy. And we can't just parlay with them. Which is unfortunate. I would love to tell them, hey, there's a bounty on you. Can you just disappear? Just bring their standard to you and say, hey, they're gone. Does that count for a bounty? I'm adjusting my heating pad real quick. It's serving dual purpose today. It's actually cold as balls. For anyone that was wondering how cold balls are, it's below freezing. Come here. There we go. On a sailor gains a wound. Why are they all gaining wounds and stuff? Okay, Takehu is probably another character on here if I had to guess. Oh no, Takehu's one of ours. Okay. Well, not that much damage. They can't be that high of a level. We were above them several levels ago. Yes, all of you bunch up in one place. See what that does. I wish I could play this with a controller. I would gladly play it with a controller. There we go. Think she is casting Malignant Cloud. Where are you casting that at? It's not where I want you to go. I want to know where you're casting Malignant Cloud so I can avoid that shit. Oh, you can't cast it that far? Okay, fine. Just fireball. Or chain lightning. That's good when they're bunched up too, because it just bounces into the middle of them. Just summon Drake. We won't move forward. Let them come to us and suffer. That lovely little bunch of coconuts right there. I really am hoping that gas does not hit the people we care about. Eater, bash him. Yeah, the actual classed ones are halfway decent in potency. Well, that's a couple of them dead. And yes, they are all focused on Eldrin, so chances of them actually hitting one of our other characters is kind of funnily slim. Because they're trying to get to him and they're all just going to bunch up on top of him. So Jyoti will get to cast a nice AoE whenever it eventually gets back to her turn. We'll probably do the same to, sorry. Yeah, we'll probably just drop all the AoEs there, do it with a Loth as well. Oh, that one actually went for... what's her face? Oh, she dropped the fart. Juana Sailor's trying, but he can't figure out how to use steps. Just slap him. You'd win. Since we're all just in here group hugging, do that. And you do the same with bounding meteors, except do it on the chanter. Oh, they're setting stuff up. But do absolutely nothing except for stun her, which does cancel one of our AoEs, but it's not going to do much. Oh, that just, he crit and killed him, didn't he? Yup. Not that it particularly matters, because the thing that was actually targeting him got canceled anyway. Oh no, they're fighting a drake. What will the drake do? Probably shoot fire. Yeah, whenever you wait until you're higher level to do these, things are just a little bit ridiculously easy. Yeah, don't walk into the poison cloud, please. That would be greatly unappreciated. They're just like, nah, we don't need to fight anymore. It's fine. I love that. You'll probably die. You'll probably die. You'll probably die. You won't, Barunga. But I don't really care about Barunga. So just do it again. This time with gusto. Sure, we'll copy your actions. Lightning bolt. I actually don't know what they're casting. And yeah, this thing, once it's done its fireball, pretty well useless, except just as a distraction in a tank. And now we get to return to Fleet Master Wakayo, or whatever his name is. Anything good from that? Not really. There we go. I forgot that I had to click on the chest. Because despite this game being, what, 7 years old? Still has weird bugs like that. Although they did add turn-based mode, which has its own set of bugs, so they have supported it. We're gonna rid the entire Deadfire of other ships. So I think that is all the ones we can do out here. Other than actually going on for additional quests on the main line. Let's see. I am very, very, very tempted to actually do the expansion stuff before I do the Principi stuff. I think we might. I think we may, I think we might. Order something other than Principi tonight. Because I know the Principi thing has is basically choosing who to backstab kind of situation. Whereas I have not seen Frosty Lumpkin's expansion. Okay, Brass Citadel, Fleet Master's Office, accept. We also have... Oh, heavily armored footsteps from down a nearby alley. The narrow streets in this neighborhood are largely deserted at night, and echoes of heavily armored footfalls carry down the cobbled lanes. You notice two members of your crew, Aura the Mad and Ushizu, crouching at the corner ahead of you, their backs to you. Clear your throat. The pair almost leap from their skin at your sudden appearance. Gods above, Captain! Are you trying to scare us to death? My heart nearly stopped. Frowning, Aura the Mad glances around the corner, then back to you. Nothing to see here, Captain. Just tell him. We found a chance to make a little coin, Captain. Glance around the corner reveals an aging meadow folk man garishly dressed in styling of a Deerwoodian noble. Lamplight glitz from the rings on his fingers and chains around his thin neck. Damnation! I had told you, incompetents, that this was not the right street! The words are slurred as if the man's tongue is too heavy for his mouth. Several men and women, all too heavily armored for the climate, accompany the man. Apologies, master, if we... Shut up, fool! By Magran's flame, it's always this hot. I'd pay 1,000 dukes for another drink. Oh. Basically, I think they're going to steal him. Get back to the junkie and before I turn you into the city guard myself. Shizu winces as Aura the Mad spits a fat blob of phlegm that slowly trails down the wall. Gods, understood, Captain. We'll return to the ship. Approach the group. One of the guards leans in towards the man. This is not the safest of streets, sir. Perhaps it's your job to keep me safe, not prattle on like a schoolmarm. At your approach, one of the guards puts a gauntleted hand on the man's shoulder, but he twists out from under it. Finally, someone with a thought in their head. He pads towards you, gesturing in broad swipes of the arm as he speaks. These imbeciles have gotten us entirely lost. Can you point the way to, was it Queen's Birth, I believe? Greetings, my lord. Greetings. Ah, gentlemen of culture, a pleasure, sir. He blinks as he rises. By the flame, you're the Watcher of Cadenua, aren't you? I attended your court once, Lord Belmer of Echo Bay. He laughs. To find you here of all places. I thought you'd died. I got better. Clearly. Okay, let's go ahead and give him directions. Oh, you. Eater gives the man and his guard clear, concise directions back to Queen's Birth. You have my sincere gratitude. He bows deeply and offers a small bag of coins for your trouble. Okay, so we got some money from that, probably. I mean, it's fine. We don't really have to do these. Brass Citadel, Fleet Master's Office. Please do not interrupt my journeys. God damn it. The cliffs high above block all sight of the stars from the narrow alleys and tunnels of Nekataka's ghettos. The reek of rotten fruit mixes with the noisome scent of dead fish, swaddling you along with 100 other lesser filthy fragrances. Your footsteps echo in the darkness, piercing the otherwise silent slums. Almost quiet enough to hear your own heart beating, Idwin says quietly, the slightest smirk bending on her lips. Turn a corner and walk into a plaintive cry. Help! Misshapen shadows mix with low hissing and the skittering of claws on filthy stone to resolve into a pack of scolder. Their glistening maws float in the black, and cave grubs wriggle about their legs, mandibles snapping as if to mangle the air. On the far side of the creatures is a small girl dressed in the rags of the Wana, grips a gleaming sword in both hands. She brandishes it wildly at the scolder, each swing of the blade releasing a howl that keeps the beast at bay. They creep ever closer to her, however, and her eyes plead with your own. Please! Get out of here, kid. Actually, draw the beast's attention. So, get out of here, kid. The girl shakes her head and swings the weapon again, driving back the scolder. Can't! No way behind me! Okay, draw their attention. You. With a resounding shout, Eater rushes into the fray. The scolder flinch and turn on your party. The growl hungrily as they charge forwards. Oh, we get to kill some scolder. How many encounters are we going to have in here? About 97. It happens anytime we're gone from here for too long. We just end up getting battles. It's fine. Don't kill the child. Lucy, no! Aja! Burn, bitches! Tentacles! I wish they would ignore her. Okay, so there's one that's focusing on her. Hopefully I can kill it before it tries to kill her. Can you get up there? I don't think it can get in range to attack him. I'm gonna try. No, but that might have gotten Eldrin up close enough. So Cave Grub, you're gonna eat it. Eldrin, you can get up there as well. I don't even care that took it out of the fight. I just don't want her dying. I don't like it when civilians die. When angels deserve to die. Yeah, they're not strong. There's just... They had her surrounded pretty readily. And how the hell is there not a way out for her? There's a giant door there, and there's multiple tunnels for her to run down. I think we would have been able to get her out of there somewhere. There's even it's a building next to her. Just shut the doors. Aloth. Bounding bullshit missiles. Jyoti. More burnination. Hey, as long as she stays on it, we're good. We should be able to get up close enough to kill that. There you go. Yeah, this should be easy enough to keep her safe now. I do wonder if there's a penalty for her dying at some point. Who's casting Crush? Up down there? Bleh. Up. And the writhing tentacles might not kill the grave grub, but they are going to immobilize it. So it won't even have the chance to get up there unless it uses some kind of burrowing ability like that. Oh, she's still healthy. That's good. She just happened to put her sword away whenever she fell on the ground, and I was worried. Hello, kid. The girl, panting before you, draped in tattered roparu robes, bears a few bruises and cuts, but looks otherwise unharmed. Beads of sweat commingle with trickles of blood on her forehead. Finally relaxing, she lowers the sword she's been swinging, letting the edge rest in the dirt. The pommel bears the form of a dog's head. Woof.
Woof.
Thanks, stranger. Don't think I could have made it without you.
What were you doing
These
out
Skulder
here?
had been picking folk off for weeks, picking on the weak. Those too young, old, or sick to fight them off. Maybe it was stupid, but I couldn't let that go on, not if I could help it.
That was incredibly brave of you.
Yeah. I mean, maybe a little.
Quite the sword you got
Like
there.
it? My father left it for me. Told me that one day I'd defend the Deadfire with it.
It seemed to have magical properties.
You're not wrong. I don't understand it myself, but it seemed to confuse the Skulder. Probably saved my life.
And it's an ancestral blade?
Not really. Father found it and brought it home. He said he got it from some Dirwittian pirate captain with a dog named Griffin. But, well, sometimes his tales were a bit taller than true. Anyway, I think you should have this. For what you did, and for what you can do with it.
Most Swana and the Gullet don't have your grasp of Adiran.
That's Father's doing. He traveled all over and he insisted that I learn Adiran, Valian, and Rawatayan. I even know a few phrases in Anutanic.
You should keep your sword.
It would mean a lot to me if you took it. Besides, it's a bit big for me. I should probably stick with daggers and the like.
Seriously, you need it more than I
Well,
do.
I can hardly make you take it, can I? I truly appreciate what you did. Not everyone in Nekataka steps in for a neighbor. I need to be getting back to Mother, though. I probably shouldn't take home Skulder meat, should I?
Probably not. Skulder, nasty creatures. They smell funny. Okay, finally, Brass Citadel, except... Are we gonna have another encounter? For some reason, they always do seem to clump up for me. They clumped up for me back whenever this originally released, too. Where you're, like, going through, you're doing a bunch of things, and then all of a sudden you have, like, 27 encounters in Nekataka. Okay, we did your quest. Didn't like it at all, though.
My favorite privateer. It is satisfying to see one of our island cousins humbled for a change. May the others take this as an example. Privateer, you served Ralatai with distinction. No more could possibly be asked of you.
Farewell. So we are done there. They still don't like me going in there. Yes, we could eventually just kill everybody in the town and just go wherever we want. I don't plan on doing that. The Pillars of Eternity games in general
I've got all sorts of goods and supplies. Take a look before you head back out.
kind of strike similar to Baldur's Gate in that you have a specific list of places you're going to visit and your reputation will follow you. So going on murdering sprees is not recommended. I think you could probably get away with killing everybody in things like Divinity Original Sin and Original Sin 2. Although the original one you could go back as well. The second one you can't. But I wager you could get away with just like, okay, we're done with this act, time to take everybody out and move on, with only a few repercussions down the line, as certain characters might want to show up later.
Take a look.
Do want to sell some garbage. Daggers, aces. Pretty much anything non-magical we can just get rid of. We have 2 battle-worn grimoires. We're going to sell 1. I am slightly sad that neither of those books, actually none of the 3 books we have, actually have anything special about them. Other than just their spell list. 10,000 is decent enough. Now the question becomes, do we go up to these? I don't know if we can go in
Why does
here.
Sharonga carve his name into a rock?
The Ranga Nui, and it's a commemoration to show what he built.
Oh.
Fought to victory!
Did Paro also write their names on other stones?
Your foes. Storm shall never bend your backs, nor battles break your swords. Who could stand against the god? What ship survive his rage? A
Good
watcher
God.
rode, brave and true, and came to speak for all.
Easy's loud.
So you fell for all of Nitehi's flowery talk of cultural pride. Now get out of here. We're done.
Sorry, we just didn't want to deal with you. I didn't want to give you it because it seemed like it belonged to, you know, the people rather than to a profiteering company. Okay, so we have rooms here. We have stairs down, quartermaster, and Karu's office. This might be more quests. Oh, yeah, we can't actually talk to them yet. Hello, quartermaster. I need some quarters. A young woman with bright, wide-eyed smile and eyes to match. It doesn't say wide-eyed, it just says wide smile. Raises her hand and gives you a quick but enthusiastic wave. Then, with an exaggerated look of embarrassment, she stops herself and crosses her forearms over her chest.
I always forget that part. Say, you're the Watcher of Cadnua, aren't you? I've never met anyone famous before, except the Hazanui. She yells at me sometimes.
Hazanui yells at you?
Oh, all the time. Where's my white leaf? Stop daydreaming. So bore me, if you lose the ledgers again, I'll have you clean the latrines. All this time, I didn't realize she knew my name.
You're the quartermaster. Can you sell me something?
Of course. Now, where did I put that ledger?
God. Oh, there's always those characters in the games. Boots of Stone, Dexterity, Resolve, Resistance against Might Afflictions. Nice. And Girdle of Mortal Protection. I mean, it would probably be better than what we have, but I don't care that much.
Good to see you again.
Are you always this excitable?
It's just, this is my first time away from the rough country. I'd heard there were thick, green forests and sandy beaches without a storm in sight, but I never imagined this. You must have traveled lots, seen all sorts of amazing places.
Had adventures you wouldn't believe. See the world, Sabormi. Travel is grand.
I sure hope to. I'd love Rauatai, but it's hard to go a week without seeing storms, or hearing about mudslides burying a village somewhere.
Rauatai, if I remember correctly, is to the east. Don't know if they'll let me through here, so I'm going to press F5 before that. The Lower Imperial Command. I like perky characters like that sometimes. You can end up in games like this if you aren't careful with an extremely just over serious energy to them.
Rhyming Hazanui with Kablooey?
I can't think of anything else that goes with Hazanui.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Me neither. That's why I leave epics to the lore college.
Criticism is easier than creation.
I mean, you're not wrong. Making games is hard. Critiquing games just means you need to know how games work, not how to make them, unfortunately. But I am working on making my own tabletop, so. No dialogue from him, no. That's back to the Brass Citadel. I think in the original one, I ended up fighting a bunch of people here, and I don't remember why. Maybe because I tried to steal things from everybody. Doesn't look like there's anything particularly good in here. Oh, he might see us. Walk the other way. Do not judge me. Well, we just stole a bunch of stuff. If he goes back over to that wardrobe over there, we should be able to... Bloop. Wait for him. Wait for it. Wait for it. Yellow. These rifles look perfectly maintained and ready for use at a moment's notice. Most of these papers are letters home. Almost all praise the Deadfire's weather. Not the weather. How's the weather down there? Wet. What'd you expect from an ocean? Hello. The man behind the desk regards you with attentive, unblinking eyes and perfectly open expression. His smooth features make it hard to pinpoint his age, though the crinkles at the corners of his eyes suggest he is not especially young. He cocks his head, taking your measure. He pauses before speaking, just a little longer than seems normal. When he finally does, he crosses his forearms over his chest and gives you a slow, exquisitely courteous nod. The whole gesture is perfectly choreographed. That it seems he must have practiced it many times.
Watcher Nui, the hero of Hasongo. I'm pleased you've taken me up on my invitation.
In his careful stare and the pause before he speaks, you recognize that he's studying you.
Nekataka is full of boastful tongues and bold claims, but none have accomplished what you managed at Hasongo.
That's so kind of you to say, good sir.
Few with abilities like yours would be so humble about them. I am Atsura, Grand Secretary of the Royal Deadfire Company.
Sounds like a significant title, but he is strangely emotionless. He might as well be describing the color of his clothing. And what's your business here?
Rawatai has long maintained trade interests in the region. While our homeland is rich in saltpeter, the violent climate and rocky soils make it a poor source for most other basic staples. It's my business to look after the mainland's interests here.
Do those interests include Luminous Audra?
That is a Valian frivolity. Leave it to them to observe a substance that occurs nowhere else on Aora, and immediately set about pulverizing it for profit.
What would you do with it?
Nothing. We know too little about Luminous Audra to understand the consequences of ripping it out. Your recent adventure at Poko Kahara has illuminated a curious link between Luminous Audra and the weather. We'd long suspected something unnatural was behind the storms, but we had little evidence.
Rawatai is plagued with terrible storms. You think there might be a connection?
Yes. If the storms that assail Rawatai have a similarly unnatural origin, then perhaps they too can be stopped. And if that's the case, then there's more work to be done. Work that you might be able to help with. After all, somebody has to keep the peace in these tumultuous times, no? In any case, Hazanui Karu has a matter that could use your help. She's currently meeting with the Queen and the Valians at the palace, but she'll want to speak with you once they finish. Her office is on the main floor behind the large double doors. It's most conspicuous.
What exactly is the Brass Citadel?
It's a trading post, of course.
Your trading post has high walls, cannons, and guard towers.
Anything worth building is worth protecting. It's a trading post, of course.
What do you trade?
Rawatai is rich in saltpeter, copper, and a few other profitable minerals. We generally trade for food and timber, which grow poorly in the rough country. The Valians have become aggressive competitors in recent years, but our ships were plying the seas long before the Republic's declared independence. We learned the value of defending our goods and ships long ago. Clear skies.
You seem different from the rest of the Royal Deadfire Company.
How do you mean that?
You're not a soldier.
Rawatai is composed of many types, but it's true, many here are soldiers and engineers, none of whom are especially diligent about paperwork. How do you mean that?
You're hard to read.
It comes from years of practice. It's the only way I've learned to beat Karanui at Azatoa. How do you mean that?
And come on now, you know exactly what I mean.
Are you making advances at me?
I like yes, lie yes, no, lie no. So you have a choice as whether you say yes or no honestly. Yes.
While I'm not opposed to casual assignations, I'm afraid my duties here leave me little time or energy. If that changes, I promise you'll be the first to know.
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. Flirt with the Amawa. Hello, who are you? Food stain tally sheets tucked beneath this battlefield model suggest it's been used for recreational purposes. Okay. Oh no, 74 daily wages. Whatever will we do? Hello, jailer. Hello, God. Only one of you in here, I presume? Ah, yes, there is. This place is not that interesting. I don't think there's anything else upstairs. We could check the office and all that stuff real quick. Go. I clicked on it. Use the button, Luke. Use the button. So we got the sparring room and the Hazanui Kari's office. I don't think they'll actually let us into the office. They should let us in here. We can go in there. I don't think we can actually go in there without it getting angry at us. Like they wouldn't know it was us. They literally just walked into the back room and all the stuff disappeared. I don't know what happened. I thought it was bolted down. Yeah, that is a crime to go into. I'm going to save and see if they get mad at me lockpicking it. Nope. Free XP. Very awkward that they don't get mad at me lockpicking that. Nothing from them. Yes, I'm getting distracted. Who are you? Oh, you are the weapon master. But are you the master of weapons? They don't have a word to say. I am slightly disappointed. I am running into more and more characters that have nothing to say. Not even like just a blurb above their heads, which would have been fine, but instead she just goes off and starts clawing at people. Well, statues. Okay. So this spot out here serves absolutely no purpose. So we can't get back from here. This is literally just... Fine, guys. That's our outside path between the two spots. Doesn't connect to the city, doesn't connect to any treasures. It's there. Damn. I got the yawns today. I apologize. I'm enjoying the game. It's just a bit tired. Okay, what else do we have up here? We do have... That's down to there.
Green islands and blue skies.
The locals don't know how good they have it.
Let's find out if that person did anything shady while here. They do anything shady?
At least that Valian isn't bothering me now.
Aw. We never will find out. I don't think it actually ever tells you that person... well, it might. If you do the Valian quest, you might actually run into them. Okay. We have contact at the Luminous Bathhouse. We've already done everything we can at the Sacred Stair. Could have sworn we could find Eater's X on an island somewhere. Could have sworn it, but we've been everywhere that I can drop off yet. Okay, journal-wise, the one in here is... We had a quest in here. Okay, contact with Brize, a Valiant trading company spy working undercover there. So we need to look for them. That's Ganor. Them some Mataru. There's Hawana, Armeo. I don't know who it is. We'll find them. We will not hire them. Oh, there you are. Hello. Close the door. Time for an awkward conversation.
You and I, we have a mutual friend, do we not?
I'm here at Director Castel's request.
Good, good. A Royal Deadfire operative, Quarno, and his Principi associate, Tola, will meet tonight to discuss the details of business arrangement. They have bought out the entire first floor for privacy's sake. Even Gunnar, the proprietor, will excuse himself. Only bathhouse attendants will be allowed to remain to ensure their comfort. You understand?
What can you tell me about Quarno?
He is a snake in the body of a man. Though he is supposedly the Royal Deadfire Company's man, he always seems to be working some deal on the side.
And anything I should know about Tola?
Tola is fond of drink, and her tongue flaps loosely when she has had too much of it.
What do you want me to do?
I will disguise you as a bathhouse attendant, so you might observe their meeting. With luck and some cunning, you may be able to discover the details of their special arrangement. You will not be able to take your gear, but do not worry. Should the situation get out of hand, there will be a stash of weapons hidden in one of the changing booths, but I am sure it will not come to that.
Do I have to be unarmed?
They will not believe you an attendant if you carry a blade, but do not fear. I would not throw you to the wolves. Remember, should you have need of them, there is a stash of weapons in one of the changing booths.
Okay, I'm ready to infiltrate the
Galarde.
meeting.
Then you will take your disguise, and I shall take your equipment, Ak. Take this rice wine as well. Perhaps you will find use of it, eh?
I don't like fighting naked, but considering how early of a quest this is, it shouldn't be that big of a problem even if we have to. Oh, we can go down in the water. Run into the water. It is above our head. We are drowning now. I'm sorry, this is how we die.
Ah, what timing. Lounging in all this water's making me thirsty.
Bow and give her a bottle of rice wine. Drinks deep of the bottle and releases it with a belch and smack of her lips. She regards you through red-rimmed eyes and slowly looks you up and down.
Your face weird. Have we met? It's probably the wine.
You must be really Actually, It must be really important if you can buy out the bathhouse.
Flatterer. I'm no queen of Nekataka, but I do alright. I captain a ship for the Principe, and the big grouchy guy back there, Quano, works for the Royal Deadfire Company. Sometimes, when he's not doing stuff on the sides, doing stuff like selling me cannons. That's what we're celebrating. Did I mention that?
What do you plan to do with all that firepower?
You're cute. Got a good face. But even that won't get me to say any more. Now, maybe if he has some more rice wine.
Give her another one.
Has anyone ever told you you're great? 'Cause you are really great. You should ditch this stupid bathhouse. Join my crew. I just got a bunch of fancy new cannons from Quano. We'll be the terrors of the Deadfire. It'll be fun.
What do you plan to do with all that firepower?
I'm gonna blow up some Valian trading company ships and take their luminous Ardra. But shh. Don't tell anyone. It's a secret.
Anything else I can get you?
No, I've already had too much.
Guarno told me about you. He thinks you're important.
That's because I am. I'm no queen of Nekataka, doing stuff like selling me cannons. My large friend and I are celebrating.
Okay. F5. Barno leans against the wall of the bath and regards you skeptically. He wrinkles his nose and grimaces. The golden torque around his neck and gemstones in his ears glimmer in the low light.
If I grow hungry or thirsty, I will call for you. Until such a time, leave me in peace.
As you wish. I don't want to get into a fight down there while naked.
Report to Director Castle once you've learned what you can.
I have. Can I not have my equipment back? Seriously? Oh, it puts it in our inventory. No? I mean, yours is. Oh, wait, no, that's not even yours. That's just grave calling sitting in there chilling. Do I not get my gear back? Please. There we go. Hopefully it didn't screw up any of my setups. Don't think it did. I think it just re-equips you exactly how you were. It is always kind of depressing. Oh, there's a Forsaken cat right there behind the pillar. I forgot to come up here and actually grab all the loot. Let us go there. As far as where we're supposed to turn that one in, that is going to be... Valian Trading Companies in Queen's Birth.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
So jarring. She's a great voice actor. It just feels weird for it not to be freaking what's-his-face. The Winnie the Pooh guy. In case you're wondering who that is, it's the voice from Baldur's Gate 2. Oh. South exit, quickly. Oh, we can't get down from here? Seriously? We're re-equipped. Oh, are they going to try to fight us if we go out down through there? Please no. Please let them have actually already cleared out. Oh, we're changing into our underwear again. Cool.
I still have no need.
I want to speak with you. He narrows his dark eyes and peers in your face a moment, as if trying to decide where he's met you before, then gives a small shake of his head and looks
What
away.
reason does an attendant have to speak with me?
You have wealth and importance. I aspire to be like you.
I see. What do you wish to know?
Lady over there looks important.
Captain Tola is a creature of the Principe, though a minor one at best. In truth, her status matters little to me, for she has the coin to purchase enough munitions to outfit an entire fleet. What do you wish to know?
What do you do for the Royal Deadfire Company?
I manage munitions, cannons, gunpowder, and the like. What do you wish to know?
Why would the Principi need such expensive weapons?
Find me a man who does not appreciate a fleet of cannons at his command, and I will show you a fool. The Principi appreciate cannons more than most, and they know when to turn them toward Valian Trading Company ships to get what they want. And some ships, let us say, they are ripe for the plucking. What do you wish to know?
Bye. They're gonna target some Valians. Wonder if there's a way to, like, report it to the Royal Deadfire Company at some point. They've got a traitor in their midst, because, I mean, they rob them as well. We do have one more quest to do here. We'll see if he has other tasks for us, and then we'll murder him and give it to the imps. Let the imps run the store. They will be great imps. They will be slaves to us. No, they actually won't. But they're sentient-ish creatures. Ish being the emphasis there. They're idiots. Be like giving control of an entire store to the first child that walks through the door. Okay, we got your information. Still don't like you. Close the door.
If you
Hello,
require
man.
directions to Bacana's observatory, look to your sextant. You did you? That does rather defeat the purpose of absolution. So be it. Follow me down to the scrying pool.
Bum 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 bum. To the scrying pools we go to fight all the bloody imps. I like how he doesn't mind that we stole everything from him. Oh yeah, did we ever get... I think we did get this. Yeah, we did. It's gray. We got everything down there. So where's the scrying pool at? Where is your pool? It's a garden, that's the fort, that's a lab, that's a library. There's the scrying pool. Onward to victory. Look, they're not higher level than us anymore. Which means we can probably beat them up. So if we have to fight our way out of here, that's probably going to be most of this session. Hello, how are you? His eyes are closed in deep concentration, his attention entirely focused on the glowing pool in front of him. Archimede gestures down at the scrying pool. You peer into the water's dark silhouettes sit arrayed in a circle, and the surface of the pool ripples in tune with muted voices carrying from below. Knock on the surface of the water. All of the seated figures turn to you at once, their faces obscured by hoods. One of them makes an impatient beckoning gesture. Dip your face in the water. No sooner does your skin break the surface tension than you feel a breeze of warm air. You're peering into a stone chamber ringed with braziers and tapestries as you would an open window. Robed men and women clutch the armrests of their thrones. Water drips down from your chin. The other Archmagi seem, for the moment, unfazed by your presence. And Amawa folds your arms and stares down another woman who keeps her fist balled at her sides. Ooze drips from the sleeves of the Amawa's robe and pools at the floor. You mistake the matter, Kalikoth. My curiosity and perusal are not endorsements of her research. Bakarna won't suddenly be vindicated by the likes of us having simply read her work. Something green and twisted wriggles under the table. Kalikoth points out down and a flash of light incinerates it on the spot, filling the room with the stench of overcooked snails. A surprised chuckle carries over the silence that follows. You're a slippery friend, Mara. Some of us refuse to taint our reason with the half-wit conclusions of circle rejects, and keep the slugs to yourself. Clear my throat. Ah, the guest of honor. Apologies that I didn't bring a goblet to raise to your lips. Mara waves from her seat at the table. Apologies also that Kalikoth is holding up this meeting with one of her moods. We would get started if she would banish the thing enamored with my ankles. I swear, she baits me at every turn, Archimere. You called this conclave. I hope you're ready to impose some bedamned courtesy. Mara, your pets can wait outside. Archimere waits patiently as Mara makes a shooing gesture. A wet slurping sound echoes in the hall, and something dark and large makes its way toward an exit. If we're ready to speak rationally, our patience is about to be rewarded. He strokes his beard and sighs, inviting you to speak. I bid greetings to the circle. Ah, an echo of manners for a change. We meet again. One hopes our parting will be as the last and leave the both of us wiser for the experience. Lengrath raises her eyebrows at you. I dare say that my lesson in metaphysics brought the circle this far. Glad that my perspective of souls helped. Ninagoth massages his brow with both hands. This posturing is without value or reason. Get on with it, old man. I was about to do exactly that. The Archmage nods and clears his throat, elbowing you out of the way so that his face commands the scrying pool. Bakarna was no Archmage, but we all agree that she was on the cusp of a breakthrough before her unfortunate disappearance. Archimere takes a book from you and licks the finger as he begins to turn the pages. Why did you never officially recognize her? Her studies had no merit. They yielded nothing of interest or relevance until today. Be that as it may, someone did not wish for this breakthrough to occur. For that alone, we have a good reason to seek knowledge of her amateurish if enthusiastic research. Archimere's eyebrows form a steep triangle as he arrives at a page of mathematical figures and coordinates. She discovered a river of soul essence flowing through the Deadfire. Actually, no, we're going to do the insight one. Someone, I have a culprit in mind, do you? When several gazes turn to you and several mouths open to speak up, Archimere silences them all in a turn with a loud clearing of his throat. It would seem she arrived at one of our conclusions. A river of soul energy flows through the Deadfire, and yet she traced the path of the river while we only speculated on its existence. Where does it go? Sets the book aside and pulls out a vellum map of the Deadfire. He traces his finger from a shallows at the Great Reef northward. Where it goes is not my immediate concern. I'm occupied by who presently follows it. The path Yothis is winding, but the path of Yothis is winding but unerringly intentional. His finger begins to stray east. He pauses on an open ocean. His brow burrowed. Could that be? Tane leans forward, trailing off as he cranes his neck for a glance at the parchment. Suddenly, all the attention shifts back to you. I think we've taken more than our share of the Watcher's time, unless there are any final questions. Unblinking, Arkmir lifts his brow and waits your dismissal hovering on his tongue. Why was Council Hot so interested in this? Are you keeping secrets from this old man? This is the first I'm hearing of it. Minoletta rests her chin on her... Hey, it's Minoletta Missiles! On her fist and fixes Arkmir with a severe glare. Are you keeping... Okay. It wasn't the immediate pertinence. Besides, Council Hot has been dispatched yet again, esteemed mistress of missiles. Your flattery has gone stale. To address the Watcher, I imagine that Council Hot wished to sustain his wicked existence in a font of essence. But you kindly put a stop to that. Okay. You're holding something back. What is it? Arkmir takes in the other members of the circle. Their responses are myriad. Some shake their heads, others shrug, and others still lean back in their chairs and wait to see how it plays out. Better that I remain silent on the matter. If we wish to invite you into our confidence, you would surely know of it. I don't get to hear the rest. Are you a member of the circle? Hope you don't think we would divulge our secrets to a mere mercenary. Oh. You're not entitled to everything I own, burglar. Can I join the circle? You would ask us after robbing my manor, showed you the decency to spare your life. Arkmir turns to you, his expression pale and affronted. Around the table of Archmagi, someone chokes on a sip of wine. Absolutely not. Will there be anything further? Matter closed. Okay. Here, baubles for your service, not that you deserve them. Consider your debt repaid with interest. Okay.
Yes?
Why did you bind the imps to servitude?
Their antics amuse me, and I have no patience for the shortcomings of supposedly intelligent kith. Next question.
Why did you settle down in Nekataka?
Why, indeed. The Circle is invested in the region, and someone must oversee it all at once. I drew the short straw for this unfortunate decade.
Tell me about yourself.
I'm a member of the Circle of Archmagi, for better or worse. And yet I had to open a shop to make up the exorbitant cost of relocating my... More!
I'm going to save there. I could probably take them all out. I want to see. What happens if I knock down the wall now? Are they hostile? No, they're not. So they don't care that I just broke open the hole in the wall again. Oh, goodness gracious. I guess we'll leave him alone. That's the end of his. I have a feeling we will hear about that again. We got Royal Deadfire to go. Dirty Laundry, we need to return to them in Queen's Birth. And then we should, emphasis on should, be able to go back out and decide whether we are doing Principi or the expansion. I think we'll go expansion first, now that I think about it. That way we still have the Principi to hunt in case we need more money. We shouldn't need it, but just in case, I want to have that there as an option. They always gave us better loot than the freaking slavers anyway. So. South exit. We could bring the water shaper guy into the group, but I don't think we want to bother with that either. That would give us more side quests. I don't care about him. I think I had him in my party in the first playthrough, and he was just kind of irritating. He's a pompous ass. Okay, so this one is Queen's Birth. Jump to the Valera estate, except as the wrong estate, but it's fine. It's close enough. We got them done. Without killing each other, oddly enough. Suppose we could revisit them, see if there's something else that they do. I don't think there is, though. That strikes me as more of a... Here's a tutorial on how to do multi-party quests. Please let it not be night. Let it be day. Because I don't want to have to sneak in there to get my quest done.
Headquarters are still closed, sir.
Fine. We get to wait until morning. I am playing a Chanter Ranger. How's it going, Frog? And I'm actually having fun with it. I kind of still wish we would have gone on a higher difficulty, but for nostalgia bait, well, actually this one probably wouldn't fall under nostalgia bait. It's just a retrospective. As far as doing kind of review-ish type content, I do play it on normal, which has been relatively easy. We're doing turn-based because I have not gotten to play this turn-based. I played it before all the expansions came out about 7 years ago, and we went through with a paladin then, and I had fun with that. But we'll see how it works out in the long run with this particular one. Hey, Castle, how's it going?
You know, I wish you'd been around a year back. We would have left the Royal Deadfire Company in the dust. Now then, did you have a reason for coming by?
I took care of the things in the bathhouse.
Perfetto. What did you discover?
Guardo selling gunpowder.
Diverus? That is worse than I suspected. Please, explain. Spare me no details.
Tola is planning on using the Royal Deadfire Company weapons against the Valiant Trading Company convoy carrying luminous Alzorath.
Medico, our convoy routes are meant to be a well-guarded secret. I might as well have sent the Principe a letter.
How are you doing, by the way, Frog? Hopefully pretty well.
An interesting scheme. Fortunate that you were able to get wind of it. That is enough to work with. Agrissima, I do believe I'm going to ruin Quarno's day. Belfetto, Watcher. Already our partnership proves fruitful.
You have more quests for me?
You've been a great assistance to us in the city, I hear. A great many glowing reports. Now then, did you have a reason for coming by? I'll answer what I can, of course.
Nope, he doesn't have any more quests for me. Fine. That works for me. Valiant Trading Company. Yeah, we still have the skipping ahead one. That's going to be what we deal with the spirits for. You're a new player, so you're just here to kind of see what the game is like at the later levels. We are at higher level characters, but I've mostly been doing side quests and bounties. We're going to be going into our first expansion stuff today, I think. But are you playing turn-based or real-time with pause, by the way? Because that actually makes a difference in how it feels as far as the kind of late game stuff. I think it feels a lot more hectic with real-time with pause in the late game. Not as hectic as the first game's end game, but this one still feels a bit there. Early combat was just a little unsatisfying. For that, it depends on what class you play as. You want to be doing turn-based? Turn-based, generally I find having a nice mix of units to be the only thing that's really makes it satisfying. Currently, we have a fighter rogue and a rogue cipher as our main damage dealers. My main character is a tank with the rogue and Chanter abilities. Not rogue and Chanter, it's ranger and Chanter. So they're a tank, they've got shield, all that stuff. And then we have one of each type of caster, which is priest and wizard. You can do druid as well, but they're more like our main character, where they're kind of a hybrid function. But yeah, turn-based in this is pretty chill. You're playing Transmuter, Ogre, Wizard. Okay. I'm not sure what that entails. I'm not a veteran at the game. I'm playing through them both because with Divinity Original Sin 1 and Divinity Original Sin 2 with Gablin, I'm going to probably be covering those as kind of a retrospective as well. I got an itch for doing CRPGs. So we're covering this. We'll probably beat this before we get done with Divinity with Gablin. So, because we're going to be doing Divinity and then Baldur's Gate. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do after this one. It might be Tyranny. But I am on a CRPG kick, and I want to explore them in just general. But our next big quest is to the southeast, so yeah. We'll do expansion before we do Principi, just so I have them. We've gotten rid of one of the factions. You're a huge Divinity fan? This, as far as the depth of the combat, is less complex than Divinity. Especially Divinity 2. Divinity 1, it's about on par. But this just has more abilities but less environmental effects. Oh, playing 2 CRPGs at once is definitely confusing. I sadly completely relate to it, though, because I get my controls mixed up because of it. There's an island there. Go and grab that. Did you play the first Pillars of Eternity by any chance? Or are you just dropping straight in on the second one? I think the second one is the vastly superior game. But that will get some flack from a lot of people. As far as the Pathfinder games, my big issue with those, and they are on the list to be covered, but they're a little bit later on it. My big issue with them is I've played a good chunk of both of them, Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous and Pathfinder Kingmaker. I love the actual stories and the classes and the combat in them. I absolutely hate the kingdom management aspect of the first one. The second one's not as distracting with its bonus stuff, but it can get there. An unexpectedly cold wind blows across the deck of the ship, and even after several hours has not abated. Eld Ingram sheepishly knocks on the cabin door. When he enters, his skin is pale, his brow dotted with beads of sweat. Begging your pardon, Captain, but this is an ill wind sent by Andra. We've sailed too long without offering her tribute. She's sure to punish us if we don't give her what she's due. He tilts his head towards the hatch, beckoning you to follow him on deck. Throw 1,000 gold over it. I think we can spare something for the Lady of Lament. You head above deck with a chest of coins and gather the crew around as you stand at the ship's edge. With a brief exhortation to Andra, you pour the money overboard. The crew members nod and sing a short shanty that celebrates Andra's mercy. As they return to work, Eld Ingram gives you a word of thanks for honoring the goddess. Religious folk. You overhear Oshizu noting to the rest of the crew that considering how much money you just dumped overboard, you should be able to pay the hands a little better. Think we deserve our share in the wealth, don't you, Captain? Sure, of course you do. A cheer rises through the crew as the chest of coins is distributed among them. For the next several days, spirits are high, and each crew member takes a point of thanking you as they pass. Yay. You bought this foolishly only to find out you had to play the first one. You don't have to play the first one. The first one gives you more context for some things, but it doesn't cause as many changes as you would think. It just kind of gives you nods back to the original if you have a save file to import. So far, I have not really felt like my first playthrough, which I did Pillars of Eternity 2 before I did Pillars of Eternity 1 as well. Because the first time I played Pillars 1, I bounced off of it. But I went and played Pillars 2 when it released, had a lot of fun with it, with the Paladin, and never felt like I was really missing out on it. And so far, most of the stuff we've ran into has just been flavor. You don't gain too many noteworthy things other than maybe access to a random sword that we haven't even bothered getting repaired. The Sorcery series? Yeah. What is... Oh, that's Frigist. Sure, we'll do the Derelict ships. We could get into combat to show that off real quick. Knock at your cabin door interrupts your reading. Hema stands outside looking like someone who's just lost a bet. Captain, you had best come topside. There's a ship on the horizon, looks derelict. Hema leads you up to the forecastle where a small gaggle of hands have gathered. Pawing a holy symbol, Eldringham points towards the port. It's a bad omen, Captain. You should give them over to the Lady of Lament or there'll be trouble. Mark my words. We don't even know if they're dead, much less what fills their holds. You want to sink them? The ship in question lists upon the waves. Its sails pulled in, topping the mast is a green flag, the symbol of a ship carrying disease. No! You see no movement on its deck. Use a spyglass. Pull out your spyglass to examine the derelict. Nothing moves above deck, and you spot a corpse sprawled out on the forecastle. A few more seconds, examination reveals another further aft. Beneath the plague signal, you see a flag depicting a little lit candle in an open doorway. The kind wayfarers. Your thoughts, Shield Sister? I don't remember what the kind wayfarers are. No one has signaled. Anyone on that ship is likely beyond help. That ship is a hazard, Captain, and not just to any who come across it. Not to tell you your business, but I advise sinking it before someone gets it in their head. I'm going aboard. With a shake of the head, Emini smirks. I can't say our captain lacks for guts. If there's anyone I can help over there, I have to try. Very well, Captain, Hema says grimly before running to prepare the skiff. You row out to the ship and lash the skiff in place, hearing nothing save the creaking of wood and a gentle lapping of the sea. You climb aboard, and the first thing to greet you on the middeck are a pair of corpses dressed in simple breastplates. What little flesh they retain has shriveled tight against their bones. The sun has bleached the exposed portions of their skulls. Sickness is a fact of life, both for crops and people. I know it, but that doesn't mean I like it. Zodi waves her lantern over the corpses, making swift work of her harvest. I do hope whatever killed them has run its course. There's little else on the main deck save a tattered sails, but you see the hatch to the hold has been barricaded. Sorry. Enter the hold. A stench of rotting meat and a black cloud of flies pours out. You find several corpses scattered around the hold, most of them wearing the simple garb of Red Saren farmers, but one is wearing armor, another paladin it seems. After some searching, you find a sealed barrel of pitch, a few buckets of nails, and a generous length of canvas for patching your sails. The Physicker's belt, which is just better healing. The crew secures the skiff when you return, but keep their distance from you. Some have tied rags around their faces. Prepare the cannon, send it to the ocean's floor. As their song rises in volume, the Junkiant fires a volley that hits the derelict right in the waterline. After the ship has vanished into the depths, the crew return to their duties with quiet conviviality. Okay, so I do think we want to go ahead and take on this guy. Hello. Level 15 Barbarian versus a level 18 Wild Rhymer. The Heaving Harlot versus the Junkiant. I think we got this. I don't think it's going to be a terrible fight. They're all gonna bunch up at the little choke point there because they don't ever seem to like going after our people at either end of the ship. They prefer going after our actual main team. I do like that most of our combatants here are actually named characters, though. Okay, so now we're in actual combat. The pirates the sailors and stuff are really fast for some reason. So as far as primary targets, let's go ahead and we don't care about the sailors very much. We'll take them out whenever we have a moment. But I want this guy. Oh, you're tough. You're a tough little buggy. Oh, and they're all immobilized. Okay, we gotta. We gotta use the fun skills. Since they're all trapped there, might as well use the fun crap. Pathfinding on turn-based can be a little fiddly at times. Just in case you're wondering why they're doing that weird thing, our characters do it too. Okay, so we have the meteors going down. I think we want this going across there. And you are going to go ahead and summon a drake. Look, Ma, I got dragons. But yeah, they want to go after Eldrin usually, so they'll all just bundle up around him and then we can just nuke them. It happens whenever you play real time as well. They tend to go after like a specific character each time. Which isn't a problem. It makes strategy in this a lot easier than in the first game. Where it always felt like they were just aiming for the people in the back. Here they aim more for... kind of... it depends on the enemy will aim for a specific type of target. Okay, so you stop him. Or just get a crit on him and instant kill him because you got that weapon. Oh, you idiot. Merca, no. Oh, Merca's gonna die. I'm gonna feel bad about it. Because I just dropped a big AoE there. And they're just in the middle of it. That's one of the few times the actual not sailor people, but the actual support characters have been particularly powerful. We might not actually get it off. Depends on if they got moves up there or not. Yeah, he's immobilized for a turn. So here comes the rain from hell. Oh, I love that spell. I so rarely get to use it because of it not necessarily being safe to use in combat, because as you can see, Merca took a decent chunk of damage there. That is going to be before either of them get a turn, so Thorns it is. These Principi fighters might be a problem. They're stronger than I gave them credit for. That's lightning bolts. And yeah, just keep on these fighters, and hopefully it spreads on that side of the ship rather than coming over here. Because we could end up in a situation where we end up zapping our own characters. And yeah, Mirka's going to take another hit fairly soon, which is unpleasant. So freaking brutal. Yeah, as long as Mirka doesn't die, or Murky, or I'm not sure what her name is. As long as she doesn't die, we're good. We didn't actually hurt ourselves with that, which is surprising. Okay, you get on the fighter. There you go. Eat her! Yeah, the only other thing that playing the first game would probably do any benefit with is you'd actually know the story behind some of the characters. Because 2 of them in our party are returns from the first game. But the first game doesn't have a turn-based mode, so it tends to be a lot more frustrating. Go, Ted, dear. Eater is just doing everything he can to cause all kinds of problems. Please don't kill Mirka. Oh, nope, Mirka's dead. Sorry, Mirka. You got an injury. Thankfully, you're not a member of the crew. You're just a hireling, I guess, sort of thing. You're a party member. You're optional. I don't think she has any side quests either. I think she's kind of like, oh, the dwarf guy we have. Okay, you. Okay, that's 1 dead. Actually, no, that's 2 dead. Sweet. Oh, she can't move. She got stuck there. Okay, let's do some magic missiles. Just to make sure that Eldrin doesn't die. And provided that Warbler doesn't die, we should be able to resurrect them, but it doesn't really matter very much. They're not in the main party, so it's not going to hurt anything if they are dead. I'm frankly at the point where I'm surprised half the time that we don't have... I just popped my back there real quick. Surprise auto crit to my ear. Sorry about that. Okay. Get down there and do some stabby bits. Oh, that's a situation where the pathfinding was kind of derped. We're just making our way across. Walking fast. Shooting pirates. We're homebound. And also we have the highest mobility characters in the freaking game as our DPS. Stab, stab. And here's the question if he's going to actually take damage from that. He does. And thankfully on the ship combat, we don't have to go around and manually loot stuff. It all just gets piled up. So we're going to get a whole crap ton of probably exceptional gear. Unless it's, yeah, it's all exceptional. That's going to be a few thousand. Not bad. And we also got Kapanataga. It is a one-handed club. Basically, it's one of those, I think it's obsidian clubs. Or onyx, or something like that. But that's worth way more for us than, say, going through and fighting a bunch of these fire guys up here. And this is a Balian. Oh no, I don't want to go there. Oh, that's another island. Do I prefer turn-based over pause and play? When I was younger, no. Nowadays, yes, because I find this much more relaxing. I find it a lot simpler to stream as well. And I would have gone to that island, but the storm's right above the dock. But no, I find this more enjoyable because I can sit and think about my decisions. I can build around cool concepts and actually make sure they get executed. Whereas in real time with pause, it is a flustercluck at times. There's Harbinger's Watch. That's expansion content. Probably what we're going to be starting today. I want to clear the map. We have this segment over here, and of course the end, which is up there. Spoiler, the end of the game is in the northeast. They hint at it super early. Have you played the game before? Cruising? That looks like a mystery island. I think one of these here, if my memory is serving me correct, is the island where What's-Her-Face is. And I'm in Orlin. I don't know why I'm not offended by this game. Carefully round the stack of crates and find Ushizu and Emine playing around of Orlin's Head. Hello, Captain. We're putting down copper on Orlin's Head if you're looking for around. Orlin's Head. Maybe next time. We won it the first time. I don't want to push my luck. Rogue Trader is another one of the Alcat ones. All of the Alcat ones are on my list. The major thing with Alcat games, at least for me, is that their side content tends to annoy me. I have not gotten very far into Rogue Trader to get a proper opinion on that one's side content, though. Because I've only, like, messed around with character building. It's a lot more obfuscated from my brain than Pathfinder, because I'm actually used to playing D&D and stuff, and this guy might actually attack me if I get close. You gonna attack me? No, you're not? I mean, we're not hurting for money right now, so I don't need to fight him. But yeah, I like the atmosphere of Rogue Trader. I do think the stat system, at least on first glance, because I've only played a couple hours of it, at least on first glance, feels like it is a bit convoluted, but that's just Warhammer in general. Warhammer loves its random other stuff. And rolling a million d6. It's kind of a similar design concept as... Oh, this is a special one. But yeah, it's a similar design concept to Shadowrun, in that it wants you rolling a lot of dice. It's one of your favorite CRPGs, multiple playthroughs. Rule set for sure is different, but it's quite simple once you learn the terms. Yeah. I figured, because I consider him a friend. I watched Kara and I play through it, and a few times. Not the entire playthroughs, but I usually just drop it on his streams and watch it whenever he was doing it. And it seemed like something that I would enjoy playing the actual core content of. I never got to see any of the ship battles. I somehow luckily dodged all those. If I remember correctly, those are the side content, so they shouldn't be too egregious for me. The Kingmaker. I love all of that except for the freaking managing your kingdom thing. Drives me crazy. Because it feels like I'm playing a sim game, not necessarily a sim game, a kingdom management game in the middle of my CRPG, and that pulls me out of it. And if you don't do it, you miss out on stuff, which is painful for anyone who plays a lot of CRPGs. You want all the loots. I don't know too many RPG players who are not loot goblins also. You hear the voice of Aharu raised in question, then an insistent knock at your cabin door. Aharu pokes his head in to your quarters and frowns. We found a man drifting on a piece of flotsam. Oh god. The deckhands tried to talk to him, but he's speaking in tongue and none of us ever heard before. Should we bring him on board, see if we can get a few words of sense out of him, or would you rather we leave him to his fate? Bring him aboard, I'll meet him on deck. We're not leaving a dude floating in the middle of the ocean. Wergia? Oh, the streamer? I think that's the streamer. I've seen Werglia, I believe. We'll try it for Wergia. No. I've seen Werglia. I haven't watched their streams, but I've seen their icon come across the port bow a few times. That is... Twitch is broken right now. Holy hell. Okay, there we go. At least on the account that I went to view that on. And they covered Pillars of Eternity 2 recently as well. I saw that 11 days on there when I just looked it up. You find a young man waiting on your deck. He wears heavy clothing of a kind you've never seen. The colors of his tabard bold and bright. He stands but barely sodden, sun-scorched and battered. He can hardly keep his feet. He stumbles forward a bit and then rights himself. He looks at you warily, bleary-eyed, exhaustion heavy on his shoulders. Are you all right? He coughs out the last word, then buckles over and vomits a tremendous amount of seawater onto the deck.
Was I supposed to understand any of that? Either the words or the vomiting?
La pilikiko? Lakaris? Kezilas tahun?
We'll speak to him in Ingwithian. Actually, his words are unfamiliar too. They sound low and hard-edged, but his tone is soft with confusion.
She is Iki Hakus?
Point to yourself and slowly say your name.
Keketsegu Kisa Reka. Reka, ta?
Your name's Rekka.
Ta.
He turns away, then casting his gaze over the rough seas. What he's thinking is unclear, but you can guess by the vein pulsing hard at his neck and the tight fists at his sides, he seems to be coming to a decision.
Kelak tekatu tetateghun. Teekiwa kekek tetayete tetakimashan. Kelash tatya tajlo. Kelash tatya tajlo?
Repeats his last sentence, this time gesturing to the length of your ship, to you, to your crew, and lastly to himself. It would seem he wishes to travel with you. Welcome aboard, Rekka.
Ta. Yuki. Ketagi. Lashta-sama.
And he is a fighter. We could do fighter barbarian, sure. Why not? Oh, we're one away from having to scroll. No. Okay, so we now have more crew. Can't really do anything here now that we're in that. That's another party member. I forgot about him. I think we actually did get him on our first playthrough. I just never used him. And you want to know what his fate's going to be here? Much the same. Because you don't come down here until way late in the game, and by then you've already established your crew. And for anyone wanting to watch that first horrible playthrough, I did not have near the patience or luck with that run as I am having with this one. But it's actually available on the main channel as opposed to the Let's Play Everything channel. Simply because I did Let's Plays for a long time. I didn't start getting traction until I started doing guides. And now I do reviews, because reviews bring me joy. And we're probably not going for that. But, yeah. And this is an island oh, we can go there, I think. I think it's there. Oh. Population unknown. Let us check for some. Oh, we can buy supplies here as well. Dragon wing, compare. We want speed. Kith meat. Yuck. We found some more cannibals. So we'll go to the boathouse first. Enter a veil of thick fog. A series of flimsy docks connect scattered stretches of dry land. On all sides, you are flanked by the hulks of splintered, wrecked ships. A thick fog sits upon the water, obscuring the path in all directions. The only sounds you hear are the lapping of water and your own footsteps upon the narrow, rotting planks. The eerie quiet is broken by the barking of a dog somewhere off to your left. Keep silent as you approach. As you press onward wordlessly, suddenly a hair-raising growl rumbles out from the fog, only a few paces ahead of you. Your whistle is met with renewed barking, and then the sharp whine, abrupt and shrill. After several moments of silence, you hear a running tread upon the docks. A dog bounds from the fog, its dark fur matted in blood. Two figures stumble after the hound, their maws stained red. Out of the fog, they're revealed for what they are: withered, rotting, human only in silhouette, Dargools. They halt, swaying at the sight of you, but make no further move. From the darkness of the fog, a third robed figure emerges, a twisted staff raised high in their hand. A flash of light emerges from the staff. As you look on, runes seared in the Dargools' foreheads flare to life, glimmering like beacons in the darkness. Snarling, the Dargools rush for you, their blood-slick claws slicing at the air. We get to fight some zombies. This also brings me back to the point that I've made a few times. I'm annoyed that zombies are considered vessels and spirits are considered spirits, and you can only harm vessels with your kind of anti-undead spells. Hey, it's a vampire. Ouch. Oh, I remember this place wrecking my crap the first time I played this. It might wreck my crap now. Jeez. Vampire is lower level than us, so you can you go there and actually slash him? Oh, I can't target him, apparently. Do I have a status effect on me? Does he have something on you? It might be the Shadow Leap. I'll just hit him with some AoEs as I take down his little friends. Aloth, go ahead. Yeah, we can't target him specifically. So I'm going to bring up tentacles up here. A crowd control party, yeah. They've gotten me a few times with that. The Vampire is generally the pain in the ass whenever it comes to that. Oh, he can't even be hit by that. Okay. So it's not even an AoE issue. It's been 7 years. Oh, we can normal attack. Why can't we use abilities to hit him? Oh, no, we can't even normal attack. That's fine. And Jyoti, you're going to get whacked by him. That's fine. But I want you up here to do this as your opener. Why? Because we care, and I love doing that. Makes me happy. Also, needed to heal the dog. You bite on this guy. Time to start focusing down. Easy enough. We are definitely focusing on our dog. We'll do bounding on them. Drop that out for a little bit of fun. There we go. We were able to get a hit on him. Eldrin. Chop on this guy. Yeah, I want as much attention on this guy as possible now. Because now we're able to attack this guy. I want you to get kind of towards the back of this, if at all possible. Nope, you just can't move now, because I got stuck in there again. Yeah, turn-based pathfinding in this can be a pain in the ass. I don't know why they're focused on our dog. Mildly irritating, but we should be okay. Yeah, it just seems to be dog and Jyoti. I said Jyoti is just fine. But we do quite a bit of crowd control ourselves. Because I have knockdown, stuns, all that fun crap. Please don't kill the dog. I really do forget the rest of the story here. I think we can eventually make it so this island disappears. Yeah, Pillar of Faith is super enjoyable. I love the spell she's casting right now, the Shining Beacon spell. I abuse the living crap out of that. Let's actually make sure dog don't die. Can you pet our dog? Yes, I wouldn't pet the undead ones, though. Those undead ones might give you mange. We're also way over leveled for this. Because if I remember correctly, when I first played this, we got here early teens or maybe mid-teens at the latest. Of course, I beat this originally in what was it, 2018 with a, whatchamacallit, level 19 party. So I did skip a lot of stuff in that. These guys are tanky, though. I have to give them credit in that regard. We will go for just magic missiles is fine. Because I think by the end of next turn, unless they have a heal, we'll have killed them. I don't think we necessarily have them this turn. Nope, we got him. I forgot the burn. Deals a tidy chunk of damage. Vampire quarterstaff. That might be worth some money. Yep, it is. Okay, off we go to the first area.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
It's so jarring to have Ashley Johnson there just because the name is very familiar. And glowing outcrop, I think we eventually have to find our way through down here to get to. Okay. Yoink. A ring of minor protection, that's fine. Do things down here
Place
talk.
smells this bad. If the owner ain't dead, there's no excuse.
Each blade is pitted through with rust. The cuirasses have been picked over for parts. The pages... Wait a minute. Pages nearby are covered in scrawled designs for a helm. Okay, so it's pages nearby. I was supposed to say, there are no pages in cuirasses. That's a breastplate. Rainwater is gathered in these jugs. And these in turn fill the ship with their briny odor. There's another dog we can pet. Probably not swapping out our pets now. We have Eater's pet, oddly enough, because I used some of the points from the first playthrough. Okay, we'll go to the eel next. I forgot about this place. We spotted something. Oh, it's a bunch of undead guys. If I remember correctly, they're friendly, though.
I do hope we're not on the menu.
Don't worry, they can't kill you.
Looks like we have someone new in town.
Okay, steal your lost cat.
Well, hello there.
The woman greets you with a cheery smile, the effect of which is marred somewhat by her only having half a face. She scrubs unperturbed at some glasses.
Guessing you just came in.
What's that symbol on your forehead?
What? Have I got something on? Help yourself to some ale while you're waiting. Zuka ought to be here soon with the day's catch. Good to see you again. Thinking of staying on?
Sure.
Just arrived.
You there?
I'll wager you.
Are you up here?
Up on the balcony, a tall and lanky figure waves frantically for your attention. That done, he ducks down again behind the railing. It's not an effective hiding space.
Drink, sir?
The man at the bar goes about his business in merry defiance of the fact that he appears to be semi-decomposed. Behind him, a dwarf hangs upside down over a barrel. Blood streams down into the bucket from the wound at his wrist. From time to time, the dwarf twitches feebly.
Ain't got much on the menu, truth be told, but an ale ought to hold you over until Zolka and her people turn up with supplies. Then you can enjoy the catch of the day. Here, newcomer. First drinks on the house.
He pours from a nearby pitcher, filling the goblet with an unmistakable red liquid, thick and dark. Coppery odor hits your nostrils with force. The barkeep slides the goblet across the bar towards you. Oh, God. Should Sure. Tip back the goblet, taking a long drink, and promptly gag, spitting blood all over the barkeeper, the floor, and your feet.
Oh, what the? You'll have no more drinks here if you can't stomach 'em.
Ew. That's just gross. Blood as far as you can ever see. Blood for the blood god. Are we looking on money? 189,000. We're fine. Can you talk? Nope. You're named skeleton. You are a skeleton, but you're not a named character. Hello, my body.
Good, good. I thought for sure you'd wander off. Get yourself into trouble.
The man before you, or creature perhaps, as his skin is as grayed and withered as that of the other patrons. Wears a helmet 2 sizes too large for him. It tips from side to side as the head moves.
I'm Copperhead. That's what they call me. Friendly nicknames. You know how it is. I know you're different from the others. I can see it.
What are those strange runes? Everyone here seems to have them.
Oh, right. Have a look.
His helmet back just far enough that you can start to see the outline of the rune upon his forehead.
Not you, eh? You stick out like a cat in a kennel. It's not safe here. Not where everyone's looking, listening. I have a house out on the outskirts. They don't mind me keeping to myself. We can talk there.
If benevolence doesn't move you, Watcher, consider that this one might make for an interesting study, in terms both physiological and metaphysical.
Very well, I'll meet you
Look
there.
out for the ones in charge. Them with the staffs. They spy you. Things will get bad in a hurry. Zulka, especially she. I have to go.
A woman strides into the tavern, bearing a staff whose ornamental head glows with arcane energy. She strikes the staff upon the ground once, and the tavern fills with an eerie light as the runes carved upon each vessel's forehead begins to glow. Zulka mutters something under her breath, and a faint aura ripples around the 2 bound kits standing behind her. That done, she makes a sweeping gesture of the arm, with all the showmanship of a theater performer.
Menzago has brought you a feast, my friends. Livestock and game. Tonight, we eat well. Copperhead, you are not staying for the celebration?
Not today, Zulka. I've had my fill, really. Another mouthful and I'll split down the seams.
So they are all hostile. I have a feeling there is no way out of this without either letting those people die or killing these. The vampire's gaze falls upon you, and for an instant it seems that she will overlook your presence, and then her eyes narrow, and she raises her staff with great, violent motion.
Look here. Someone a little too eager to climb into the stew pot.
All around you, lights flare above the furrowed brows of the gathered vessels. The tavern patrons slump into feral positions, their eyes blank and insensate, their jaws gnashing. As one, they lunge towards you. Great! Unfortunately, they're all kind of scoosh. Hello, Zulka. I will kill you first. That is not much damage. Jyoti, you actually want to be here. Yeah. Okay, that's not great damage versus her. Get some tentacles. What are your weaknesses? Nothing really. Go like so. Surprisingly, did not kill the tavern keeper. didn't do much damage to her either. I'm trying to think what the best way to deal with all of this is. We probably should have snuck out, now that I think about it. Because we might have been able to save these people. Excuse me. And here they all come. Eldrin can handle it because he has super high defense. That's his whole point of existence. He's meant to draw attention, and he does it well. Meow. Okay. I think you go there. Slash slash. That's so dumb. Oh, for those of you wondering, I just one-shot them with a crit from Magistrate's Cudgel. Since they're lower level than me, they die. So that just took out easily the biggest threat from this in one hit. And them bunching up there is going to make life even easier. Ew. And yeah, they're all going to get turns before we do. So, all I can do is just chill and stretch and drink my water. But Dark Ghouls are generally not as big of a threat in this one as they were in the first game. One thing that I am slightly sad about with this game is it doesn't account, like Baldur's Gate and Baldur's Gate 2, you actually had the thing where you were essentially, the first game was within X and Y levels, and the second game was just an escalation of that, because you were able to transfer it over. In this one, you transfer over, it's not actually going to change much. I'm going to have you come up here and be a royal pain in the butt. And Yidwin is going to handle the stuff down here with him. There we go. And turn, everyone's on fire. I guess we just slash somebody. Thought there was another necromancer or something, but I know that there were living people that went up there, so we don't want to let them just die. Oh, he didn't get to activate his little support skill. He has the ability to do extra attacks if... that works. He has the ability to do extra attacks if he kills somebody. What are those guys doing health-wise? 1 pip, 1. Almost dead, almost dead. Aloth. Start popping that one. That way, they're going to be easier for us to take down. Same for Jyoti. And Yidwin stab. That should be everything here. Three pages of stuff. Yikes. Hey, captives, how you doing? Captive's mouth is gagged with a tight bandana. A loop of iron is bolted around her neck, with a glowing emblem wrought into the metal at the joint. She struggles to speak to you, but manages a muffled, garbled yell. Examine the collar more closely. Remove her gag. The woman makes a few gasping breaths for air before lowering her voice to a conspiratorial whisper.
What in blazes is going on? Have you seen those monsters?
I don't have any idea. Hope
Damn.
you'd know.
All I know is we should never have come out this way. We were sailing under Lofel, captain of the Antelope, and making good time. A clear sky and a good wind until, out of nowhere, this fog bank rolled in. Then, a great hulk came gliding through the water towards us. Nearly stove us there and then. The floating hangman. I got hit so hard it surprised me to wake up again. But the next thing I knew, those things were carting me and Kasungo down the road. Daimo here started hollering, and they all but cracked his skull in two. I have to get him back to Fort Deadlight. You've gotten past them. Help us do the same.
You two are Principi?
Aye. Lately of Captain Lofel's crew. Friend to Aldi's, if that name means aught to you.
Way is clear,
Our
you can go.
gratitude, stranger. Come by Fort Deadlight sometime, and we'll give you a grand welcome. Though, mayhaps we'll follow your ship a while. Wouldn't do to get caught again.
If their ship is even around for them to sail on, they could just be on our ship and we could tank them there. Not like we haven't been there before. Let's see. Anything else here? Oh, there's a dude down here. And off we go. I'm wondering where his place is. Probably the boathouse, if I had to guess. I think we can get engaged with enemies anywhere around here.
Oh, good, you're here. Over here. Over here. Mind your step. I've collected things. Spent years collecting. I've always been curious. There are so many ships out there on the reef. I could dive down, see what I found. It was beautiful down there. 100 stories, and I read them piece by piece. Nothing like the helmet, and nothing's been the same since the helmet. I put it on. I get glimpses of what this place really is. A ship's graveyard, teeming with the dead. The not dead. They're still alive.
I can see through the illusion just
fine.
fine.
Well, the dream only works on folk what have this symbol on their heads. I didn't see it till I got the helmet on. And all of us, dead, or something like it, feeding off the living to stay alive a little longer.
Not something I'd want to wake up to.
No, it were a shock, I'll tell you true. Maybe I did go a little mad, just a little. I can't see as to what we've been charmed for, but I know it's got something to do with the crypt. That's where Mentzago is, the man in charge of this place, and where Lucia Ravan's old keep used to be. Anytime new settlers turn up, they come out of that place. When they start to lose their senses, get too hungry, that's where they get taken. The strongest get fed to Mentzago's most loyal servants, the protectors. The rest of the kith, they bleed slow in the tavern. Once in a while, the protectors treat us to a whole body. Point is, whatever they're doing to keep us living in this little fantasy, it's got to be in there somewhere.
Who's Lucia Riven?
Some powerful captain, I guess. They say she founded this place. Might be she knew what it was from the start. Made it what it is from the start.
Living in a fantasy has to be better than finding out you're a rotting corpse.
Hold on, you can't just
Oh, never mind. I pressed the wrong one.
It's guarded.
My hand was in the right spot.
Really well guarded.
It was not in the right spot. Any ideas?
Guards don't really leave their posts, unless the hunters are back with fresh meat. But them got a schedule. They come and go as they please.
I can
Haven't got much choice there, have I? But, well, good luck. I'll wait for you. And if they put a rune on your head, I promise I'll try and find a way to fix you.
Wonder if he'd still let me take a look at the helmet.
back,
I think he
you're
turns
back.
hostile.
What's the word?
How long have you been here?
Oh, years and years and years. Getting saggy around the seams, you know.
Aw. I have a feeling if I went to look at the helmet, he'd turn evil because we'd be taking the helmet off of him and he'd just be under their control. We'll go to the crypt. And this will be where we start next time. I will call it there. Oh, intruder, all hands attack! Are we actually getting into battle right now? No. So, we will save. Day of the Dead. Next time we'll finish this up and go south. And until then, I'm going to go ahead and call this a stream. Thank you for the follow, by the way. And I will see you guys next time.